I shoot at these niggas, no bitchin'. Yeah, they see the cops, they bitchin'.
Sitting next to strangers here, so I try to pick a seat where I know no one's gonna pick.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck.
Shut up,
This nigga woke up.
Before I go to Ohio and sit next to you, nigga.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing, man?
Hey man, it's better until I heard your voice. Nah, I'm
Oh,
playing.
word? Word?
Pretty good, dog. Pretty good. I ain't gonna say that. No, I love you, fat boy.
All right. Versus Red Pigs last episode. Alex, man, how you doing, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm good, bro. It's been a week. I'll just say that, man.
What?
You
Nigga,
hear
this
it
the
in his
longest
voice.
week. This
My
week
boy
feel like a
defeated.
month.
This is my first full week
Damn
actually
it.
working by myself. That shit was crazy.
Oh, they don't like you no more?
No, I mean this is my first week not having somebody with me.
Oh, how you feel? Was you scared?
No, just a lot of fucking niggas that wanted fucking shots.
Ah, man. I don't know about y'all, but this week has been the longest week of my life.
What made it long, though?
I don't know, bro. Just one of them week. Maybe you know what it is. Maybe because I got a trip coming up. Maybe it's like in the back of my mind. I'm looking forward to the trip. And I feel like that's what's making the week go by so slow.
Oh yeah, where you going?
We going on the cruise, man. We going to. I'm gonna be
You going on
down.
the cruise with Jack?
Nah, that'd be fire though. That would be fire. But nah, this not next week. The week after next, we go on to Florida. We fly down to Florida. Then we leave from Florida down to the Florida Keys. And then we go from there to Mexico. We go to Mexico for like, I don't know, 2 days, 3 days. No, 2 days, I think. And then back to Florida. But yeah, man, it should be fun. I never been on a cruise. I don't know about y'all. I never been on a cruise. So I really don't know what to expect.
Nah, I've been to 2, but I was like a kid, bro. If I went as an adult, that should be lit, bro.
Yeah. We're gonna see, man. Now, since we just came back, I know it's been like what? It's been like 2 weeks since the last episode.
Wait, are we live?
Yeah, we live
Yes.
right now, man.
What the fuck, nigga? I'm sitting here eating a Twix. Hold on, let me go get my
Eat your
shit,
Twix. Eat your Twix,
Yeah,
man.
right?
bro. Hey yo, pause. How
But yeah,
bitch you be
man.
saying it? Hey yo, pause.
Been like 2 weeks since the last episode, but we back. Ain't been too many movies came out in that 2 weeks. I mean, shit.
Oh, nigga.
I think
Yeah,
some of
the
y'all
summer
saw
got
it.
slowed down.
Yeah, I think some of y'all saw Equalizer. I saw The Nun 2. Um, I mean, shit.
We talked about Equalizer, didn't we? Though last episode.
I don't think it had
No,
came
we
out
never
yet. I
talked
think
about it.
niggas was talking about
Yeah,
it coming out.
Oh yeah, then I did go see Equalizer 3.
y'all
We
know
can
who
talk
seen
about
that
that.
shit.
Oh boy.
But just to run it down real quick for the people listening, today we have a topic that we're going to discuss. The topic is top 5. Some of us don't have top 5, but we'll just do our
I got
top
top 5. Let's do top 5.
favorite slept on
Excuse me.
movies that we feel like didn't really get the praise that it deserved, or maybe the box office wasn't hitting like it should have been. We'll give our reasonings, but movies that we feel were underrated. I know I got a few. We talk about them a lot sometime in the Discord. There's definitely a few that y'all maybe haven't heard me talk about that I'm gonna bring up today, but that's the topic for today. And then in between that, we'll knock out the movies that we saw. Like I said, it's only been a couple movies, so we'll knock that out. But let me see. Where do I want to start? Since we just get let's just open it up because this probably be a short show. Let's just open it up. It's right now. It's September. A few movies got delayed till next year, thanks to the damn strike. I want to know. Go around the room. Y'all tell me what is coming out this year that y'all still looking forward to. Is there anything coming out that y'all still looking forward to this year?
Easily, my last most anticipated movie of the year is The Creator. Looks interesting. Denzel Washington's son.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They
As
been real
we
quiet
discussed
about
last
that.
week, the last episode, as we discussed, he is a better actor than Denzel Washington now. So I will be looking forward to his next masterpiece. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to.
What do you think his first masterpiece was?
The Tenet. The fuck?
Oh, I didn't know you liked that movie. Okay.
Love it. Confusing. Love it.
I guess I'm
Look
looking
at
for
you.
the Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is what I'm looking forward to now that Dune got pushed out to next year.
Damn.
That's
You feel like
pretty much
it.
what, because of Leonardo, or because you care about the topic?
Well, both, because Leonardo, I mean, his movies really don't miss, and the
I
topic
forget
is
you like
definitely-
historical movies.
Yeah, most of my lists we discussed later. Half of it's historical movies, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think the only movie that I'm really looking forward to is, yes, I agree with creators, but I am excited about this Saw movie. I'm gonna go back and watch the other Saws, but I'm excited, bro, because I skipped the one with what was it, Chris Rock? I skipped that one
What?
because I felt like that was just like a, huh?
You know Chris Rock?
Yeah, you didn't see that one? It was called Spiral. It was like a spin-off movie or some shit.
Yeah, it
Not
was. It was like a little spinoff. I didn't see it though.
That's why I didn't see it, because I was like, I don't care about. I was like, I don't necessarily care about a movie in the world of Saw. Like, I'd rather it be like Jigsaw, like the real deal, you know. Oh, that might be a good movie thing, bro. We should do movie nights for the Saw movies, and have
We
like a
could.
marathon or some shit.
But don't they get bad after
Like,
like
I'm
the
down.
third or fourth one? Don't they get ass?
I mean, they turn into torture porn, but I mean, it's still a story there. They all, from what I remember, they all still like build upon one another. It's not like on some. Oh, what's the word that they kicked the horse? What's the term? They jumped the shark or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
This nigga.
Put the cart before
What
the
I say,
horse.
kick the horse. Yeah, so you know when they officially just go overboard, like Fast and Furious, they jump the shark.
Literally.
Wants to do his movie voice, boy. What the hell? This nigga want to be Nicole Kidman so bad.
Niggas had a
Mr.
rocket
Cinema
card
Heaven.
going into space, man. Dookie ass movie.
Oh yeah, with no space. Oh, with a spacesuit. Ludacris had a spacesuit on.
But yeah, I think for me,
Bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, I'm still depressed about Dune 2. That really fucked up my year. I mean, y'all don't understand, bro. Dune 2 getting delayed.
You almost made a bet like with some money about that, right?
Did I?
You're gonna bet me? Yeah, you're gonna bet me. I told you that shit was gonna delay.
Oh, yeah, I thought you was betting money on that.
What you know?
actually.
No.
You almost bet some money on that.
I was speaking
I
it
knew that
into
shit was gonna
existence, like it's not gonna get delayed, type shit. Like speaking it into the existence, like
They
you know what I
needed
mean?
they needed to promote that movie, and because they couldn't promote the movie with the actors, that shit was getting delayed.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
But
not.
here's the
That
good
shit,
thing though.
it was not gonna
The good
get.
thing is
make
though that
money
one
off.
time
What?
you know that movie's gonna be successful whether it come out next year, tomorrow, 2 years from now. Like as far as the series, you good. They gonna finish that story no matter what. That's not one of them IPs that they just gonna say, well, it didn't do so hot. Like they gonna release that shit. No, there's too much money invested already.
I just want to watch it, bro. I don't want to wait. I just want to watch it. I need that.
How many times have you watched the first one?
Shit, at least 4 times. Bro.
Do you really like
Oh,
Zendaya's
bless your
acting
heart.
performance, or was it just like on some?
I mean,
Like,
she
you just
barely
like
in
her
that
being
movie.
in a?
She barely in the first one.
movie.
Yeah,
She was barely in the
she
Okay.
barely in the first
And
one.
she don't really say anything.
She looked like she in the second one a lot.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. So that's what's gonna really be like the test, like to see if she really do good in that role. Is gonna be the second movie.
They need her to promote that movie for it to like outdo what it did in 20. When did it come out? 2021.
21. Yeah.
Cause I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they
be
need
honest,
her.
bro.
They need that shit to promote.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I didn't watch Euphoria, but her and Spider-Man, her acting, there is much to be desired, nigga. Like her acting is nothing crazy to me.
Yep. I mean,
I'm drowning in euphoria.
I'll give
I
you
mean,
that, but
she's
those
better
Spider-Man
than
movies,
her.
those Spider-Man
We
movies,
gotta
she
do
really
that.
don't gotta try. She be phoning it in. Euphoria, she actually
Yeah.
did. Like she got an Emmy award for that first season. She did a good job.
You
she
know
can
what's so
act.
funny
She
to
can
me?
act.
Here go a cheat code for y'all actors out there. Do a show where you just gotta look dehydrated and strung on drugs, and niggas gonna call it acting.
Oh man, come
It's so
on,
many
come on.
people that all they do is they portray the crackhead that I need. Y'all remember that video where the one was like, "Get Mikey," when she was like looking through the door, the crack of the door, and he was like, he's not here right now. You're making a scene. That's all
Somebody
you gotta
right.
do to get an Emmy, nigga.
That's definitely
Get Mikey. Like nah,
making a scene.
I'm good, bro. that's a classic.
That's E-Rock.
Making a fucking scene. But yeah, I think that Saw X. What is it? The 10th movie, nigga. What is it? What number is this
Yeah,
now?
it's X. Yeah.
That's impressive, bro. I can't believe that white dude. What's that nigga name? What's Christopher?
Hawkins.
Is that his name? Christopher Hawkins? I can't believe that nigga's still alive. He has looked that age since I was a baby, bro. Like he has looked like that my whole life. If you go to Universal Studios, they got a ride with him on it, bro. They got a hologram of that nigga at the Universal Studios.
I thought he died.
He died?
I thought Christopher Hawkins. That's the dude in a wheelchair, right?
No, you think about Stephen Hawkins, nigga.
Yeah. That's somebody else.
I'm talking about the nigga in the Saw movie, Jigsaw. What the hell?
I was like, who are you talking about?
This nigga Tyrek, boy.
Oh.
But yeah, man, y'all trying to get into these lists, so y'all wanna talk about Equalizer 3 real quick, and the Nun
Hey,
2.
go ahead and
So,
talk about the
real
sleeper
quick,
right
who
though.
saw?
Talk
So I
about
know
the
you
sleepers.
saw it. Did you see it, Tyrek? Somebody else saw it.
Nope.
No. Okay.
I'm not watching. I'm not
I can
watching
see that
bullshit.
shit.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
bullshit.
I don't blame you.
I was going to see Equalizer 3, but my dad flaked on me. He didn't want to see that shit either. So yeah.
Now you know it's bad when nigga your dad is a Transformers fan.
That
so
means
you
he
know it's
actually
bad.
loves you.
So you know it's
That
bad.
means he actually loves you if he said don't see that.
Oh
Fam,
yeah,
that
hold on.
movie
Jack in the
is
chat, right? He said the nigga that played his name is Tobin. He played
Yeah,
he played
Huh?
Jigsaw. He played Jigsaw. Tobin Bell.
that's that nigga real name, or
Yeah,
is that his
Tobin Bell,
or is that his
Tobin Bell.
actor's name?
Bro, Alex, he's
I
81
could have
years
sworn
old.
that nigga name was like Christopher. Bro, I could have sworn that
That's
nigga
why
name
I
was
was confused
Christopher.
who you talking about. But who's about Christopher Hawkins?
Bro,
Fam,
he's
he don't
80.
look
He's
like-
80 years old.
Don't he look
bro.
like his? Don't he look like his name is Christopher Hawkins though? Who was Christopher Hawkins? Now I gotta look that shit up.
Nigga created a he created a
I was like, who the fuck? is
Yo. Well, y'all know who I'm talking about, bro. I can't believe that nigga's still kicking, bro. He look like my dad, low key. But Equalizer 3, fam, let me just give y'all a rundown of what the story is. Spoiler alert, keep in mind, whoever watching the stream, the whole stream about to be spoilers because we're talking about movies that are underrated and why they underrated. So, spoiler warning now to the rest of the podcast. This movie starts out with this nigga killing everybody. You when you first get in there, you think, oh, okay, John Wick type shit. And then you go into a slow buildup of a story that really wasn't needed. This could have went straight to Hulu This could have been a spinoff on Netflix. The entire movie was 60% dialogue, 40% action. And what was the dialogue about? Him feeling at home and feeling like, oh, I could retire here. I could really see myself, settling down. Why did he start killing these people? Oh, don't mess with these folks because they took care of me and these are sweet people. I'm gonna interrupt your international drug trail casually. That's literally the story. He pulls up to a random place that people treat him like they're his own, or like he's their own, and then he basically helps them against the local thugs.
So wait.
And
He don't
that's
have. He don't.
it.
He don't
That's
have
like-
no
that's literally
motive. He just. I just feel
Fam,
like. I just feel like.
okay. So apparently, I'm telling you. So apparently, the movie picks up where Equalizer 2 left off. I didn't see Equalizer 2.
Uh-huh.
From what I got in this movie, the nigga goes somewhere, he kills somebody, he calls Dakota Fanning. He's like, yo, I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna give you some tips and whatnot. And then it's like there's a build up for that, and there's a reason why he reaches out to her specifically because of yada yada, whatever the fuck. I'm not gonna spoil that. But I'm telling you, the entire movie is he goes somewhere, they rehabilitate him, and the way to pay them back, he basically saves them from the local gang, but the gang is bigger than just the small section that he dealt with. So yeah, if you want to see, this felt like an episode. Like this felt like Equalizer 2.1 as far as story, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't know what the fuck this movie was for. I really don't. I think if you just want to see Denzel Washington move quick and you be impressed by him moving like this at his age, being pigeon-toed, then I think you'll like this movie. Now the action scenes it did have, it was fire. It was cool. Like I said, I didn't see the first two. So I was actually kind of taken aback by some of the gruesome nature of it. I was like, damn, this how they been giving it up? But like I said, it's a flash in the pan. You get it about 35-40% of the movie is him actually doing shit. Oh, and another thing. Y'all know when we was debating Denzel Washington and the one-liners?
Yeah.
Yep.
This movie was trying so hard to get him one of those one-liners, bro. There was like 3 or 4 times in this movie where like
You look at the
said
camera
some
and he
slick
paused?
shit. Yes, bro. He would say some shit, and I'm listening to it, and I'm laughing to myself. I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be their I'm King Kong thing. Like this is supposed to be their new Training Day script or whatever the fuck, the hotline. And one of them was smooth. I ain't gonna lie. One of them was smooth. I almost thought about making it the Instagram caption, but other than that, I was like, I'm glad I used my free movie ticket. I'll say that. I used my free movie ticket for this. If I would have paid money for it, I would have been more annoyed than I was.
I got a
Definitely wait
question.
for home. Wait for streaming.
What movie started that? Oh, we need to get a one-liner in that bitch.
It had to be
probably
like in
one
the
of
80s.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, probably like
Wait,
I'll be back, baby, shit like that.
Blade is one of the first ones I remember because the dude was like, some niggas always trying to ice skate uphill, and I feel like ever since then they've been trying to get black people to make a one-liner in every fucking movie. I don't think it's working.
Yeah, because it's the bad motherfucker. Probably Samuel L. Jackson. It's probably Samuel L. Jackson's probably the reason why they got black niggas saying the one hot line.
Well,
If you think about it. Think about the majority of Samuel L. Jackson movies. He got like, what was that? Pulp Fiction. Say what again, motherfucker? I double dog dare you. You know, all of his movies he got one line. Snakes on this motherfucking plane. What was the other one?
What about Django?
It just
That nigga
Django.
down a horse?
Yeah. But yeah, man. Yeah, Equalizer 3, big skip. I give it 5 chopped milkshakes out of 10.
I thought you were about to
wasn't worth the
say
trouble.
3
So it's
Saudi.
an average action flick.
Bro, this is the definition of and especially coming off the heels of Mission Impossible. Did we get John Wick 4 this year?
Yeah, that was the beginning of this shit.
No,
Nick,
yeah, that was
bro,
this year, yeah.
Bro, this year's been crazy. We got John Wick 4 and Mission Impossible, and you got the nerve to have Denzel Washington in a button-up shirt and some slacks and penny loafers casually breaking niggas' necks as he's walking up to him, pitch him toe. You got to do more than that, bro. This movie felt cheap. That's another thing. This movie felt like it did not cost that much at all to make. At all. The movie took place in literally 3 locations.
That's why I got 3 movies.
This movie took place at a farm, one cul-de-sac, and a strip. Like literally, the whole movie was shot. Like 50% of this movie was shot in the same 3 streets. I swear to God. Like I don't know. I really don't know what this movie. I kind of want to look up how much it cost to make and how much it's
Are
grossed so
you
far.
telling me that there should have only been one movie and they should have stopped at one?
But see, I didn't see the first two. I just know that this movie right here did not deserve to go to box office. And on top of that, if this movie probably was so cheap to make that they knew it was gonna make money regardless because of the name. So this might have been a cash grab. I'm not gonna hold you because I don't know what they thought was building upon in this story. Like, I, I literally walked out and said, "Okay." I was like, "Okay," and I walked out and went home.
Okay. I'm gonna say this about these. I call these movies the Taken like children because ever since
They
Liam
take it for
Neeson did,
niggas.
yeah, it's just like ever since Liam Neeson did Taken, we've seen a spawn of these old dudes returning to their past lives and shit. And it's, bro, one movie is good enough. Like you see how they did Nobody with the guy from Better Call Saul, Bob. I can't pronounce his last name.
I remember. I
And
remember
they kept it like
the
one
ad
movie.
looked cool.
Yeah, and the movie was good, but they kept it one movie. And I'm like, all right, that's all we need. I don't think we need trilogies and sequels to this shit.
World building,
Yeah,
yeah.
some movies just need to go back to like, all right, this is the one movie we're making, and we're sticking with it. Like y'all not John
You see, the
Wick,
thing
you
is,
can't do it, bro.
what I was gonna say with John Wick, you have to be either bombastic, like the
When-
world's at stake, Mission Impossible storylines, or you need the action sequences of John Wick for us to care to see it 2 and 3 more times.
Or John
Like-
Wick just put you in made their own universe where it was fun, like their own rules and stuff. Like these shit
Mhm.
a real world. I mean, John Wick, of course, like the society and stuff like that. That's like their own little world building twist to make it like different. This shit, these movies don't do none of this stuff, and it's just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
2008 again in 2023. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm watching Taken again for.
Bro. That's exactly what this movie felt like. It felt cheap and it felt dated. That's literally what. Yep, that's the perfect way to say it. It felt like a 2008 action movie. Something that you just something that like people 35 and up go see because it's an action movie, not because they care what the story is, if it's doing anything different. Oh, that you see that new Equalizer? Like that's the niggas that went to see that. That's what this movie is for. You see that new Equalizer?
So Tick. All right, cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Tick did like the movie. That's funny.
Well,
He liked the movie?
Yeah,
Tick like
yeah.
anything
I mean,
Wow.
well, that's kind of up his alley. He that demographic, you know.
Yeah.
He get 35 plus.
He
Niggas.
definitely that demographic.
I love you, Tick.
But that's
last
cool.
name.
I mean, shit.
And nobody
I feel
saw
like,
none too, right?
Nope.
well, I did. So I'll talk about it real
did.
quick.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Why'd you watch that?
Tell y'all. Let me tell y'all about Nun 2
It
right
was
quick.
as ass. We told him it was gonna be ass.
So this is the thing, right? The Nun came out like 2018. I remember watching it, but I don't remember the movie. Like I didn't remember the movie like at all. I only remember like the beginning. So when this, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, I rewatched it. Terrible movie. Absolutely terrible movie. There's maybe like one or two cool scenes. There's a scene where like she's fucking haunting them, and then the priest gets trapped underground in like a coffin, and then the nun that he's with has to dig him up. I like that scene. It's not really scary. It's just kind of a cool scene. But that movie is terrible. Just very boring. not
Okay, can I
scary at
have
all.
a question?
Go ahead.
The scene where it looked like, okay, so the one scene I remember from Nun 1 was when she was like 50 feet in the air. That creeped me the fuck out. Even though that movie was ass, that did
Yeah.
scare me. Did they do that again in this movie where she was like 70 feet in the air? Because I thought I saw that in the trailer.
Yes.
Was it scary?
No,
No.
Oh my god, not even that.
the movie's very predictable.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I say all that. Say,
You
hold on.
said
Let me finish talking about Nun when we get to Nun 2. Chop saw it too, so he could talk. But
Oh, okay.
just saying all that to say, Nun 1 was a boring movie. Wasn't good. Wasn't scary. Right? Okay, cool.
Oh, you ain't even thought about Nun 2 yet. What the
Yeah,
hell?
but I get to it. So we've been seeing trailers for Nun 2 for months, and off rip, if you see a trailer for a sequel to a movie that wasn't good, you're not really checking for it, right? That's most people. But the trailers, I'm not gonna lie, they intrigued me. They did a good job with the trailers. They intrigued me just enough to be like, you know what? I got the AMC Plus anyway.
Maybe they got it right.
Maybe this will be better than the first movie. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go see it.
Mhm.
Right. Plus I've been kind of like, after Talk to Me, I've been wanting to watch another scary movie. So went to go see Nun 2. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I was dozing off the whole fucking time, nigga. I was in and out of sleep.
Damn.
I was out, nigga. It was a great nap. But the funny part is, even though I was dozing in and out, I still caught most of the movie, like, because not much really happened.
People was making
what? So you don't even remember the story for real?
No, I do. That's what's crazy. I do. I remember the whole
People
story.
was making jokes about theater.
What was the story? Just somebody got possessed again? It's the nun spirit.
And this was crazy too.
La Llorona.
Let me
You just said the story.
This was what's so crazy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because I was thinking about this as I was watching the movie. The Nun and the Nun 2 are prequels. The first time we see her is in
To the fucking Conjuring again.
This was crazy though. The first time we see the Nun is in the Conjuring 2, right? The Conjuring 2 takes place in like the 60s or some shit.
The Nun in the fucking 1800s.
The Nun 1 is in like
this is in the 50s.
Yeah, the Nun 1 is in like the 40s, post World War II, and then the Nun 2 is in the 50s. But this was so crazy to me, right? Do you remember, Alex, how she killed the demon in the first movie?
No, I haven't seen it in a long time.
So I'm gonna tell you. Long story short, they find out, oh, we got to kill the demon with a relic. It's the blood of Jesus Christ. They get the blood.
Oh yes, I did think that was pretty cool though.
She spits the blood on the demon, and the demon fucking disappears. They think they did it. They think they saved it. Long story short, the demon ended up possessing Frenchie, that Frenchman that was with them, that had a crush on the nun.
Okay.
So that's the plot of Nun 2. Basically, she possessed him, and she's been, through him, terrorizing Europe, because he's like traveling for work or whatever. So then the Vatican calls her back. They're like, "Hey, we need your help again. That demon is back." What can I?
That's it.
No,
I mean that's it. Dude.
It's not that. It's just the thing that bothers me about this movie, Alex, is after that point, once they reintroduce, like, "Hey, we need your help with the demon," it literally is the same. It's literally the first movie rehashed. They killed the demon the exact same way, just with a different relic. They do the exact same shit. Except this time, instead of the blood of Jesus Christ, they actually end up using the blood. This movie's fucking. It's the same movie. Chop, am I wrong? It's the same movie.
This is crazy. I haven't seen Nun 1. The only reason why I seen Nun 2 because that was the only thing available in 40 minutes.
So okay, I'll say this: the Nun 2, they use a different relic to kill the nun, but it ends up not working. The relic that they end up using is like it's called the Eyes of Saint Lucy or some shit.
St. Louis, what the hell?
Saint Lucy. So they get these eyes, right?
Oh.
She gets the eyes, she try to kill the fucking demon, and it don't work. The demon like absorbs it or some shit. So they're like, fuck, we gotta figure out another way.
Nigga he ate that one. He ate that.
Tell me this is what they do, bro. So in the beginning of Nun 2, they have a little scene where they're doing communion. And
the biggest chapter to their memories.
They do a scene where they're doing communion, and one of the new characters, a younger nun, she's like, the priest said the wine is the blood of Jesus, and you believe that? And then the other nun was like, yeah, it's our faith that turns it into the blood. Fast forward to the end of the movie. They're in like a cellar with a whole bunch of barrels of wine. The fucking demon is floating in the air like the first movie. And when the relic doesn't work, the eyes, when that doesn't work, she's like, pray with me.
They believe the wine is blood.
She's like, pray with me. Nigga, they turn the wine into the blood of Jesus Christ. She kills it the same way she killed it in the first movie. They literally redo the first movie.
You know what?
And then what bothers me, like I said,
is why
when you think about it,
3 coming out?
But I hope
you
not.
know that?
But this was so crazy. When you, like I said, when you think about it, it's all stupid because they do it for no fucking reason. Because the nun come back in Conjuring 2. That nun is not dead. They can't do shit to that demon. That demon just keep coming back. But that was very long winded. The point is
that demon like KD nigga like get dangerous.
Man, this I'm gonna just end it
He
like
just
this.
pop back every few months.
I'm gonna just end it like this. Overall, the movie is not good. It's slightly better than the first movie. Shout out to Mafia Quad. I think he saw it before me. He posted his review in the Movie Guys Discord. He also said it's
I
slightly.
gotta go peep that.
He said it's slightly better than the first movie. I agree with that. It's still bad, but it's just a little bit better than the first movie.
So it's
That's it.
not diarrhea, but it's shit. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Hey, this is the thing, bro. It's one of them shits where you only wipe a few times and you end up getting everything, but it's still boo boo. This is my commentary on The Nun and movies like it. Insidious 1, and I stand by this, has ruined horror movies for us, bro. If the horror movies aren't doing something different like Hereditary or Talk to Me and something like that, they're all shot the exact same fucking way. If I told you The Nun 2 and The Nun 1 was shot by the creators of The Insidious, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Like, they've literally just stolen that the way the jump scares, the dialogue, the acting, even the color palettes. Everything about the fucking Insidious 1 has just kind of overran the landscape for horror movies recently, bro, and it's fucking trash.
Same thing like we just talking about Taken and those movies. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
movies come out and everyone's like, let's recreate that. And it's like,
because it's easy, bro. It's easy. You see the new Insidious made so much money. It just made so much money for literally being the same. It was the first movie over again. I think I told y'all about it. Him and his son forgot that they knew how to walk. What was it called? Dream walking, or I forgot.
Dreamwalk. Yeah.
They forgot how to dream walk and then had to learn how to dream walk to save his son again, bro. They're literally playing in our face, bro. And I thought about seeing Nun too, but I was like, you know what? I kind of waited on it, but now I'm definitely not seeing that shit.
just skip that one, brother.
Most times I see shit just because I'm bored or because I'm just like, I'm gonna give it a chance even though I know it's bad. But we gotta put our foot down every now and then, bro.
But yeah, I mean,
God damn.
if you didn't like the first Nun, nigga, you skip this one. And just to wrap it up, I want to also point out this movie had one of the worst post-credit scenes I've ever seen in my
Wait, worse than Doctor Strange?
Bro, it was so pointless. It literally was pointless. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. So y'all know that couple from The Conjuring, right? The man and his wife, right? They in every Conjuring movie.
Yeah.
The post-credit scene is literally the scene opens up them inside their house. They get a phone call, and the husband says, whatever their fucking name. His name is Edward. I forget their last name, but he just basically answers the phone.
Ain't it the dad from Insidious?
Yeah, same actor. Bro, he just
this nigga's been. Bro, he just answers the phone in the past 10 scary movies.
He answers the phone and he's like, "Yes," and it goes off. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck was the point of that? I don't know if they're trying to hint at like a new Conjuring or something. That was terrible.
Bro, he's been playing the same role for a decade. He's been playing a dad that's been fighting off a demon for the past decade. This nigga's made a whole career out of it. Think about it. Remember we used to watch shit like Amityville Horror. We used to watch shit like The Shining, like all the classic movies where the dad is killing the whole family. This nigga has been the dad in every fucking movie. You know what other movie he was in? In the Tall Grass, where he was a dad fucking up the family.
It's true.
This nigga's been typecast. He's literally the go-to. He's like fucking Troy Baker in video games right now when it comes to horror movie dads. This shit is ridiculous.
Fall into. We got all these actors and shit being typecasted. It's kind of how it is now.
He's also in Aquaman 2 that's coming out. He was in the first Aquaman as well.
Is he a dad?
I don't think so. He's technically Aquaman's,
you know what it is?
Like brother, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's.
You know what it is? That nigga got the haircut of a dad, like of a white middle-aged dad, where you got a big ass forehead and the sideburns are thick as fuck. He just got that typical white dad haircut, and I think that's why he be getting them roles. If you think about it.
Yeah, he do get.
Put a picture of him in the chat. Yeah, he gives the generic "I wear polo shorts" dad type vibe. But
But that's it for Nun 2.
Let's kick out this list. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get into the topic. the topic of the show. Who want to go first, man?
Let Red Pit go first, since he freestyled it.
Do you have something,
Wow,
Red Pit?
okay.
You got something?
I do.
Go ahead. I want to hear it. Now, intro this real quick. This is your personal favorite movies that you feel like are slept on or underrated. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
This nigga about to say
All right,
Elemental.
I'm gonna
Watch.
go with. All right. Actually, it is on my list, so I'm not gonna say. Actually, I'm gonna say it first since you been a dickhead. Elemental, extremely
Oh,
underrated
my.
movie. Just watch it today. It's on Disney Plus.
Well, wait
Actually,
a minute.
I
I'm
think
going to
everybody
interrupt
in
you
here
right
should
there,
go watch
buddy.
it, dog.
Hold on, Red Pit. I'm going to
What?
interrupt you right there, buddy.
What I
The
tell
movie's
you?
doing
What?
extremely
What?
well in Asia. Okay, I don't think you can say that's underrated. It's
What?
doing
I tell you.
extremely well in the fucking Philippines right now. But
Hey
go ahead.
man. It's
Right.
just almost as good as Spider-Verse in my opinion, dog. Very emotional.
Oh wow.
You know, it's about. Well, we already reviewed this movie, right? Didn't we talk about this?
Yeah, we already talked about it.
Well,
Yeah, you could
I'm
spoil
gonna
it.
say,
Who gives a
nigga,
fuck? You spoil it.
this movie is overhated, nigga. It's one of the best best animated movies of the year. The character.
Wait, why you think it's overhated by who?
Niggas was hating on this movie when it first came out. It wasn't. It was critically panned.
What were they saying online?
They're saying it's like any other. It's nothing special about it. It's basic. It's boring. We've seen this movie before. No, we haven't, nigga. One, Pixar, nigga. They still are animation gods, nigga. This movie is gorgeous, nigga. Nobody could do it like them, nigga. DreamWorks, none of them,
It's
nigga.
pretty good looking. It's pretty good looking.
What else? Oh yeah, Ember. She's really cool. You know, she went from being hot-headed and indecisive to being a strong, tranquil, nice little Lady Fire. And I forgot the other nigga name. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Let me ask
Gotta
you,
watch this
what
movie.
is so?
You talking about Wade Ripple.
Yeah, Wade Ripple. Yeah. That was funny. You know, him crying and shit all the time. His family was cool. The world of Elemental is just as cool as the world of what's the name of that animal movie? Zootopia is just as cool as
Zootopia.
that world, in my opinion.
Zootopia look more interesting. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna hold you. And I seen Zootopia. I haven't seen Elemental yet.
Nah, this is more interesting. There's a lot more to do with the elements. You
I
know,
might check it out.
fire,
Disney Plus, I
water,
might check it out. But let me ask you this.
the earth.
This is a Pixar movie,
clouds. Yeah,
correct?
go ahead.
This is a Pixar movie, correct?
Yes.
You're saying it's underrated. But let me challenge that
Extremely.
real quick. Let me challenge that right quick. When it come to Pixar films, what if this movie just not up to bar? Like, what if it's just not?
But
You
it.
know.
But here's the thing. It is. This movie
If it
has
was just
some
a
parts
regular
that make you
animated
wanna
movie,
cry, nigga.
If this was just a regular animated movie by some other company, okay, but it's Pixar. They gotta something to that name.
This movie holds its own, dog. This movie holds its own. It's not like top 5 best Pixar movie. I'm not saying that, but it is a really good movie. Pixar got so many classics. It's like, not every movie you're gonna make is a classic, but this movie is good.
I mean, I guess, bro.
It's top 3. It's top 3 animated movies of the year. I'm not saying it's better than Spider-Verse, but Spider-Verse is
when this movie was
across
coming
more-
out.
it's- Yeah, go ahead.
When this movie was coming out, you was talking about this is gonna be the resurgence of Pixar. It was a cool movie. I really don't
kinda
think this
is.
is the resurgence of Pixar that you wanted, bro. I don't think this is the
It
resurgence.
kind of is. It is because Buzz
Okay,
Lightyear. It wasn't.
okay.
It wasn't.
How about this?
is
You know
Pixar's
what? The
original
best way
IP.
the best way to decide when something is a resurgence, let the next movie Pixar come out. If it's a flop, this isn't a resurgence. They have to now keep up the momentum. You can't have one go pop money wise and then fall off again and be like, nah, but they still the goats. Nah, if they fell off, they fell off. Same reason why don't nobody speak about
It was letting us
DreamWorks no
slide.
more. Who talk about DreamWorks?
Right.
It was letting us let you know
Unless
we
they coming out
get.
with Shrek 2, man.
That's what I'm saying. DreamWorks ain't put out nothing that we give a fuck about. They've been talking about How to Train a Dragon
Well,
for 6 years.
yeah, that's the only hit they got. That's
Like,
No, they actually just dropped. They actually
And
just
I
dropped
ain't
the
even- I ain't
movie
even see that.
nobody cared about. I think.
Yeah,
That,
flop. That Ruby, whatever Gilman.
fucking,
yeah.
you talking about the squid? Hold up.
Minion.
Oh,
right?
Ruby Gilman, Teenage
Nah,
Kraken.
Minions is
Yeah, that
Illumination.
So damn,
Illumination.
you
Bro,
The
let's
Minions
keep it
did
a
not
buck.
flop.
Let's keep it a buck, bro.
That's Universal
The-
Illumination. Yeah.
The last good movie
Go
that they had that I saw was Madagascar, my nigga.
That was 2000. What?
I
2008?
did want to see Bad Guys, but
What? You didn't like How to Train a Dragon? How to Train a Dragon? All of them good.
no, I didn't. I was too grown to see that by then.
Yeah, you tripping.
Let's
Shark
see.
Tale was fire. Over the Hedge was fire. Shrek, bro,
2004 was the
flushed
last time you
away.
get a
Ants. They was going fucking crazy back at Chicken Run. Fucking Spirit, the movie about the animated horse. Like, they used to have heat, bro. Then they released
Is Chicken
Then they
Run
released
DreamWorks? What the hell?
The Croods, and they fell off.
The Cruise was. I like The Cruise.
Oh yeah, they
Fam.
haven't released fucking shit. I'm looking at they
Yeah, look at what they releasing, bro.
Captain Underpants, trash. The Boss Baby, trash. Tales of Arcadia, trash.
People like that.
Trolls, trash. Home, trash. Rocky and
Fam,
Bull.
let's just keep it a buck.
Trolls
Let's
is
keep it a
actually a
buck.
big hit though. Kids love Trolls.
But the thing is, you know what I feel
Bro,
like these
So
movies.
Trolls is not a
adults don't-
failure. That's a financial success for them.
Kids are gonna like it, but it's my thing is, an animated movie that's meant for kids is good when adults enjoy it. It's like Madagascar. When I remember when I went to the movies and watched it with my mom, like she liked watching that movie, like to the point where she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch." That's the thing with like Shrek. Shrek was their first. Well, Prince of Egypt was a big hit too, but that was more of a mature movie. But when Shrek came out for DreamWorks, adults fucked with that movie heavy, and that's why that movie I think popped off. But yeah. I could continue.
Hey Tyrek, on top of this, we're sick of that blocky ass thick animation. There's a reason why I can't even say that word. I never say it right. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a reason why that and the Spider-Man movie, they're doing different art directions. We're sick of looking at the same shit. Look at all the movies that came out. Yes, bro.
And you saying this, but niggas wasn't going to see.
No,
niggas
Rip
wasn't
it, this is what I'm saying.
going to the movie to see that.
Rip it, you gotta think about it. When we were kids, that's when CGI and animated movies started looking kind of good. Go look at Toy Story 1. Do you remember how bad that movie actually looks now in today's standards? Like Shark Tale, Shrek 1, they was exactly. They were just now getting into their bag with how to animate stuff. For the past 15 years, everything has looked the same. So it's gonna take some like inventive type artistic blending illustration and the 3D space. Is gonna take that for us to care about what's going on, bro. Because like we said before a few episodes ago, as far as the stories, we've seen every story come and go. The last semi-unique story we saw was fucking Soul, and that was only because they really just said, "Oh yeah, this nigga just died," and that was the main talking point. And what was another reason? Because they depicted black people's hair so accurately. Like let's talk, bro. Like think
I
about it.
disagree.
Soul's biggest talking point on the internet was that they depicted black people and black people's hair. They went out of their way to give different textures and facial shapes, bro. Like I'm not tripping. I remember when the movie it came out on Christmas. I watched it with my family.
You clearly haven't seen Onward, another very very good Pixar movie. You should go see that.
You got it.
Onward was cool,
you
but
got
it was just kind of middle.
Onward
of
is
the road.
fire. Luca also super
Yeah,
underrated.
cool,
Super
man.
underrated. Another Pixar movie, but that's not really underrated because it reviewed well.
And bro, even Shark Tale, nigga, like if y'all go look at go rewatch Shark Tale. Those animations look like fucking cadavers, nigga. They look like dead fish. Like I don't
Fire
think niggas
movie,
realize
fire
how.
movie.
No, it was a beautiful. I watched it a few weeks ago with my girl. That movie is fire, but come on, bro. Like that animation damn near look like PS2 graphics.
It's aged. Like that's the thing. A lot.
I mean-
why you got to give props to like the 2D animation because they just last sentence at the time better. The 3D animation is gonna look like shit just because. It's
But
like,
that's what I'm saying. But this is the thing. Once they made stuff look better, what it was textures. Like when animated movies started getting into, you could see the individual hair fibers. You could see like the texture on the paws, the skin, the brick, that's what was making animation more fun because we're saying, damn, look how real this looks. But now artistically, they all look the same. We don't give a fuck if your hair is wavy. Like the last animated movie where I just fell in love with the art style was The Incredibles. That was the last movie where I said I really fuck with how they depicted all the architecture. It's a certain style. I forgot the name of it, but I don't think it's Frank Lloyd Wright. But there's a specific style where that kind of neo-futurism look with the cars and the houses and the clothing. That was the last movie that made me go like that whole movie, that animation
Art
is
Deco?
smooth as fuck. You feel me?
Yeah,
But
it's just the way how everyone. It's the same thing we've been talking about. They made these one or two movies that popped off in the 2000s, and we have not escaped that since. And we're just stuck. You have these other movies that come out, and I don't want to stay too long on this. And like Spider-Man, the reason why I think a lot of people gravitate to Spider-Man and like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and shit like that is because the art style is such a departure from what we're used to that it kind of grabs you. Like, damn, like fuck, I haven't seen a movie like. And a lot of it's kind of 2D-ish. We're actually kind of going like it's like a fake 2D kind of 3D type of thing, but you see like it's more of a 2D background. So I feel like people are gonna realize that 2D shit and animation just holds up better. It's like using 70mm film or 35mm film that's just gonna hold up better in the future versus you doing 3D and then in 20, 30 years it's not gonna look as good because using 3D technology of today versus in 30 years it's gonna look a lot different. Like Pixar movies are gonna age well just because of stories and stuff, but eventually the point where like people are like, "What the? This is ancient relic." Where I feel like a movie like Prince of Egypt, in 50 years, the Prince of Egypt is always gonna have like some type of rewatchable value. The people who never seen it, like who are like gonna be born tomorrow, they're gonna watch Prince of Egypt and have more appreciation of it than a Pixar movie made it in the fucking 90s.
Tyreek, you want to give your first underrated movie? Since you
yeah, let me. Oh, we're gonna go like one by one. So my first
I
one.
figured about just get a first one. And just
Yeah,
go
my
like
first one was gonna be Kingdom
round.
of Heaven. Directed by Ridley Scott. He did Gladiator. Orlando Bloom.
Kingdom of Heaven. That's a Crusade movie, right?
Yeah, it's a Crusade movie. Came out 2005. I thought it was underrated because I felt that this movie should have made a lot more money. I felt like this movie probably should have been one of the. It was the time where everyone was making these war movies with these CGI like armies and stuff. Like you had Troy that came out, and even though that was like a commercial hit, it was like more of a critical flop or mediocre. But I felt like this tackled a time period where people don't really know much about the Crusades. Very, very violent movie, but and the director's cut, you have to watch the director's cut. The theatrical release is good, but the director's cut gives a lot more context. It is longer. It's like more like 3 hours, but it's worth the watch. Orlando Bloom is probably one of his best performances, apart from being in Lord of the Rings and like Pirates of the Caribbean, which
I was about to say Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, but that's probably his best lead performance. Because I wouldn't say he's a lead. Johnny Depp, he's not the lead with Johnny Depp. Like he can't. Like Johnny Depp still steals the show.
Oh hell no, yeah.
So for Orlando
Keira
Bloom,
Knightley was in that fucking movie, right?
Yeah. So he's more of like a third fiddle in that movie versus this movie. He is the actual lead in this movie. So I'm history buff. So this time period pretty much speaks to me a lot more than I guess other people. They don't really teach this shit in school because it's more like a religious thing, like Muslim versus Christian type of stuff. So they kind of stray away from it.
Yeah.
Especially today. So I think this is a movie you should probably, if you have a whole weekend ahead of you, we got nothing to do, get the director's cut. It's $20 on Vudu, or like maybe $15 right now, and it's 4K. Go and watch it.
I bet.
Damn, okay.
I actually have heard of that movie, but I don't think I ever seen it myself. I don't think I ever seen it.
Who wanna go next?
I'll go ahead and get mine real quick. I got one. This movie is one of my favorite movies that I saw as a kid, which is kind of ironic because it's not a movie for kids at all. But I just remember watching this movie.
I think about to say The Color Purple.
Nah, bro. I remember watching this movie when I was a kid, and for whatever reason, it was just so the concept was just so cool to me, and like I used to think about it a lot. Like, damn, like what would I do if I was in that situation? The movie is Butterfly Effect, Ashton Kutcher. That movie. See, as a kid, I thought it was fire. I'm like, oh my, like this shit is heat. Like this nigga going back in the past, and he changing shit. But then when he go back to the future, it's like
the whole future.
Yeah, everything is different. I'm like that shit is like that shit is fire.
Wasn't there two of them? Like he like woke up in a hospital bed or some shit.
There's a sequel, but he's not in the sequel. It's a different guy. But
I get that movie confused with Minority Report so much, but yeah.
And I like Minority Report too. Butterfly Effect is just like I said, the concept to me is just so fire. But that movie, and I didn't learn this obviously until I was a lot older, but that movie didn't do well. Like, it got bad reviews. I don't know what it did box office wise, but I
Really, my
know like
parents loved that fucking movie.
I just know critically that movie was not well received. But that movie was just so fire to me, and like it's kind of like I guess you could say sci-fi drama. I don't know, but the concept it was just always super duper cool to me, bro.
It'd do better today if it came out.
I could see that. But yeah, that's one of my favorite movies growing up, and I think it's very, very underrated. If you've never seen Butterfly Effect, it's definitely worth the watch. But Alex, you haven't given one yet, have you?
Okay, bet.
Or did you?
Yeah, I can get one. I get mine real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So the first one of my underrated movies, bro. Let me cancel this so I can stay focused. I've spoke about this movie before. The movie Possessor. I think we even had a movie night about it.
We watched that. Yep.
Possessor came out in 2020 during the height of COVID. I still remember that when me and my girl went, we were one of the people that they was on the internet saying like, "Why y'all still going to fucking movie? Stay indoors, nigga." We had our face mask on and we went in the movie. I'm like, bro, it's only in theaters. This was before all the people had committed to like we're gonna put it day one streaming. So there was still a few movies that was coming out that's like you still gotta go to the theater and see it type shit, right?
Yeah.
Movie came out in 2020. On IMDb, this movie, and this is what I do my underrated. So I made this list and I said, okay, I'm gonna of course have my personal opinion on if it was underrated, but I also take into effect their budgets and their ratings on IMDb. This movie had a 6.5 out of 10 rating.
What?
Like, to me, that is fucking blasphemy for not only the concept but the gruesome nature of this film. Possessor was directed by Brandon Cronenberg or whatever the fuck. What made this so interesting to me, as soon as I saw that, right, I was like, okay, I don't know who that is. I click on his name. This nigga also directed Infinity Pool.
Yeah.
Did y'all see Infinity Pool?
Yep. We watched it
Doesn't
here
that
too.
make sense? Like, okay, think about those two movies. Now it makes sense, don't it?
Yeah.
And I think we talked about Infinity Pool on an early episode. But basically, Possessor is a movie where they have this agency in which they a person takes over. Somebody comes to them and they say, "I want to do something, but I don't want to live through that experience, but I want it to happen, and you can kill me afterwards, right?" Because presumably, whatever you want to do, you're either gonna go to jail for life or you're gonna get killed in the process of doing it, right? So I'll give an example. I'm not gonna take one from the movie, but let's just say, oh, I wanna kill my boss. I fucking hate my boss. I'll go out to this agency. This is what I want to do. So essentially, what they do is they hook these two people up, and they like install this thing into your brain to where your conscious and your psyche is put into another person's body. So if I'm the agent, Wonton comes to me and says, "I want to kill my boss." I say, "Okay." We get your body right. We get my body right. Pause. We get our bodies right. And then I get into your body and I'm controlling everything. And then but you're still there. You're like passenger and you're watching it happen, but you have no control. And then the process is that after that happens, you kill yourself, right? What made this movie so fire to me is the concept about the duality of a person doing their job, for one, doing a job that's fucking sadistic, and three, watching the downfall of this character, and four, it biting her in the fucking ass. Spoiler alert. Basically, this woman was casually doing her job, kill people. I gotta do this. Cool. What happened is that she got hooked to the act of killing. Like, it got to where when the job is done, you kill yourself. You take the gun, you shoot yourself in the head. She didn't want to do that. She would do more than that. She'd start killing a little bit more. She would revel in the fact that she's carving and digging a nigga brain out. Like, and she's a family woman. Like, she has a husband and a kid. But she didn't give a fuck about her husband and kids. She just wanted to kill. And like, the movie had little shit where once you get into the body, you gotta like tune it. So it would be like this frequency that she'd put like a headphone jack in the back of her head or some shit. And they literally would tune your face and your body movement so they could match what the person does. So it'll be like, okay, go to frequency 10 and it would show a smile. And then frequency 4, it would show a frown. They do a test to make sure that the body still cries on command. Like, the way that they intricately just made this so seamless of me taking over you, I thought it was so crazy to me. I thought it was fire. And I haven't even touched on the gruesome part of it. The kills in this movie hold no bars. Like, I don't know if you remember one time from the movie night, we was seeing brain get splattered, guts get all over the place. My nigga, they shot a kid in this movie, and you saw the kid get shot in the head, in the stomach. Like, to me, this movie came out of nowhere. This movie was fire, and it only grossed, keep in mind, it didn't give me the budget, but only in America, this movie only made $750,000. Like,
750,000.
it didn't even crack $1 million.
Man.
It didn't even crack $1 million. And another thing, the lead actor, the woman that was the main character, and I knew some of this shit matches up so perfectly. Infinity Pool is another movie in which they play on the concept of you dying and somebody else could taking your body, and or this is another version of your body. Same director, right? Tell me why the lead actress was also in an episode of Black Mirror. Do y'all remember the episode where it was a white woman and she would kill somebody, and then somebody would come to her house, so she would kill them too because she didn't want to leave evidence, and she just kept killing everyone that came to her house because she thought that she thought they knew that she was killing people. Do y'all remember the episode? It was called like Alligator or Crocodile or something like that. But basically, the woman went from a Black Mirror episode where she killing people and can't stop. Now she in a movie where she killing people and she loves the fact that she getting that off. So I just thought it was a bunch of stuff that married that movie well. The director, the actor, fire to me. Top 5, one of the top
That
5
movie
underrated
is
movies to me in the past 5 years.
It's still on Hulu too, I think. So if you haven't seen it, y'all can watch it on
Damn,
Hulu.
go see that movie. I know I gave a little tidbits, but trust me, when you go watch that movie, it's gonna be worth it, bro. Fire movie.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed it. I will say sometimes when we have movie nights, it's very easy to get distracted, or like even myself, like I'll be on my phone or I might step away. So that's a movie that I feel like I probably should rewatch just on my own, because I definitely know I missed some parts of that movie. But but yeah, that's dope. Hey, Red Pill, you got another one you want to give us, bro?
Okay. This next one is one of my favorite movies ever. Nigga, extremely underrated in my opinion. Narnia, the first Narnia movie. This movie came out around the time.
You thought that was underrated?
It is underrated. I'm telling you, it's underrated.
What?
It's not underrated.
It had a video.
It's not underrated.
I had the game. Nigga, I had the Game Boy Advance video game for it. Like,
Why do you
ahead,
feel?
go
Why
ahead,
do you?
go
Why
ahead.
do you feel it was
It wasn't the
underrated?
Game Boy game for
Why
it
do you
now.
feel it was underrated? You just feel like you don't get enough love?
Why people see okay context. This movie came out around the time when Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, that shit was popping, right? And
Yeah.
Disney wanted to come out with their own competitor for it. So boom, here comes Narnia, nigga. And it's like this high fantasy shit, and it's, you know, I think I enjoy this more than the first Lord of the Rings movie, and it's not as long, nigga. Liam Neeson as Aslan, fire, nigga. One is legendary, up there with Optimus Prime voice to me. Nigga, everything about this movie, dog. This movie like got some like weird. I mean, it's not weird. It's like I think it play off like Christianity a little bit. Aslan is supposed to be like Jesus or some shit. But yeah,
Okay.
nigga, the storyline.
Ain't
Also,
that the
if y'all
lion
go
or
watch the
some shit?
movie.
Yeah, when he
Yeah.
resurrected and shit. Okay, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, nigga. So, what I was saying, oh yeah, if y'all go watch this movie today, nigga, the CGI still holds up, and it's a nice mix of CGI and practical effects. Yeah, the witch with Edwin stupid ass going back and, you know, kissing her ass and shit, and end up getting Mr. Thomas killed. You know, the little fawn. I
Talking
don't
about
know
the
if y'all
little,
remember.
yeah, the little goat nigga.
Bro, this movie is fire, nigga. Fire. I think everybody should go watch it. Oh yeah, you know, Jack, like when I give a rundown, you know, 4 kids, they play hide and seek in a mansion, but the old professor, I think they related to him. They discover the little wardrobe, then they go into the world of Narnia, nigga, and this magical shit happens, nigga. Go watch it.
Fire,
fast.
man.
So you know what's
Fire.
crazy now that you mention it? I actually agree with you, Red Pig. The movie did well, box office wise. It did
Yeah,
well
it
enough.
set records.
It did
was
well
Disney
enough to
highest
get
grossing,
a whole
movie, first
trilogy.
week.
But that first movie, I pulled up the reviews just to see how people felt about it. They the reviews is kind of middle of the road. It's got like I'm going off of Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, they got a 75% critic score. So that
Yeah.
basically
The
means
big reason for that is because the book had a lot more religious undertones, and then the
Oh,
movie
yeah.
kind of like backed away from it a little too much. So a lot of people who were like diehard book fans was like, nah, it's like the Golden Compass movie, where like they lean way more into religion in that movie, and they're like, why didn't Narnia do it? Because they thought they were going to offend people. So that's
Yeah.
why they kind of leaned into the
I
religious
was
thing.
about
That's
to
what
say,
they got
Aslan
over-
is essentially Jesus in this movie. Like, he getting crucified, but it's a stone table this time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, and he resurrects. And
You thought people ain't
Yeah.
realize that. You was like, y'all don't get it, bro. This nigga Jesus, bro.
Nigga, Aslan is so fire in the movie, dog. He like Optimus Prime of Disney for me, nigga. Fire.
I will
Oh,
say,
ew.
Yes,
I
sir.
remember seeing Narnia like when it first came out in theaters, and I remember liking it as a kid.
Big deal, man.
But it's been
Yes,
so
sir.
long, I don't remember a lot of that movie. So I probably should rewatch it at one point. But just a little quick, little tidbit for you, Ray Pig. Speaking of the Nun 2, the little girl in Chronicle is Narnia, the sister. She is in the Nun 2. She
Oh, the little girl.
plays. She's a grown woman now.
She
obviously.
old as hell now, right? Yeah, I'm about to say.
She got to be like in her 30s. I feel like she's only a little bit older than me. She's in the Nun 2. And then, they're remaking the movies for Netflix. The woman that did Barbie is doing the Narnia movies for Netflix.
Really?
I'm not sure that's gonna turn out.
Oh no, I'm not excited for that one, dog.
She gonna make it a
Now,
comedy?
I
If
will
Neil-
say,
Liam Neeson gotta voice Aslan, dog. If he ain't,
well,
voice
Alex,
Aslan, it's
her
gonna be
movie before Barbie wasn't a comedy. It was actually like a drama, and I think she won an
Really?
Oscar for that shit. But the Narnia movies on Netflix, they might be closer to the source material, so y'all might end up fucking with it. But I don't know. We're gonna wait and see. We're gonna wait and see.
I don't know.
We're gonna wait and see.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
excited for that.
You got one for us, though, Tarek?
All right, so my second movie, I brought this up before in Discord, The Count of Monte Cristo, the 2003 version. So this is a
Oh, I
remake.
forgot about that fucking movie.
This is a remake of the one that came out in the 60s. So this is basically like the premiere or the first revenge story, like the most famous one or the first one. So quick run of the movie. So we have our protagonist. He and his best friend, they're working on a boat. They're merchants. They buck up upon an island that has Napoleon Bonaparte on it. At that time, he's exiled. So our main character, I'm not gonna spoil anything. He can't read, so he's not a reader. He can't read.
This nigga BG, what the hell?
Yeah, basically. So Napoleon Bonaparte gives him a letter, which is basically trying to get someone to get him out of there. But because he can't read, he doesn't know that he's committing treason. But his best friend reads the letter and basically sets him up. The reason why the best friend sets him up is because the captain who dies, the reason why they even get to the island, because the captain needs medical help, he ends up dying. He was going to give the ship to the protagonist. But the protagonist has a nice wife. He's poor though, but the best friend is not poor. His family's rich, but he's envious of his best friend because his best friend has beautiful wife. And he's gonna get a nice ship, and his life is he's a common folk. So a nobleman like his friend is like, nah, this dude has everything I want. Why should I want what he wants when I'm the one with the money? I got the lineage. So he sets his friend up. His friend goes to jail for like 15 years. Takes his wife, marries his wife, has a kid with his wife. Well, we thought.
But why you feel like it's underrated though?
Because the movie just came out in 2003 and it got overlooked by so many movies. Like it got overlooked by Lord of the Rings, got overlooked by Big Fish. But it's a premiere. Like if you're looking for a revenge romance movie, this is it. Like this is it's old. It's not like modern times. It's like the 1800s and stuff like that. It's French, so a lot of the stuff I don't think it appealed to people in the U.S. at the time. I feel like internationally it did a lot better. Henry Cavill actually made his debut as a son in this movie. People don't know that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, So remember the son I was talking about? That's actually the protagonist's son, Montez. But no one knew who Henry Cavill was at the time. But he ended up, that's actually his first premiere role. And then now I know who he is. It's just funny how like I seen this dude like when he was like 12 years old acting, and now he was Superman, and now he's in The Witcher and stuff like that. But it's a nice revenge story. It's based on a book that some Frenchman wrote. It's like the Three Musketeers. The guy who wrote the Three
Now that
Musketeers
you-
wrote the book. Yeah.
Now that you mention it, I just thought about the y'all notice how all the people that were like famous child stars ain't on shit nowadays, but all the fire niggas nowadays have been acting all these years.
Yeah, and
And-
they're playwrights. They've been in plays and stuff like
Like,
that.
Leonardo DiCaprio is probably the only child star that I can think of right now that his whole career he been smoking shit. But when you see these new actors and shit like that, you're like, what the fuck, dude was in wasn't even Ryan Gosling like a kid actor or some shit like that? Or I could be tripping.
Yeah, but the thing, I think a lot of
I be
them
noticing
weren't
that. I
on-
be like,
Ryan
what the
Gosling
fuck?
was
They've been
he
in a
was
lot of
on
movies.
he was on Mickey Mouse Club or some shit back in the
they
day.
weren't
Mickey
on
Mouse Club. Oh, okay.
they weren't on these Disney or Nickelodeon. A lot of those child actors started Disney, Nickelodeon. They ended up becoming fucked up some way.
Bums, nigga.
Yeah. So the protagonist's name is Edmond Dantes. I was confused with Montez. Yeah. And then his best friend, the guy who betrayed his name, Danglar or something like that. So if you want to watch like a movie just with, it's no type of political like politics or anything like that. It's just a straight up revenge film. Like
Mhm.
mano a mano at the end. A little bit of romance mixed into there. But if you like historical shit, like My Honor type of shit, then that shit's gonna be this movie's for you.
Okay.
Yeah, should be a
Fire.
movie night movie. Who wants to watch that shit?
One time, what you got? What you got for us?
Let me see what's on my list, man. I got a couple more, but I'm trying to figure out what should I hit y'all with next. I want to save the good ones for later. Let me do this one, right? And some of y'all gonna remember this from last year. Prey 2022.
Oh,
Fire.
God.
Prey 2022.
The one on Hulu. I know what she's talking about. Yeah,
Hell
Let me
the
set
alien-
this movie
alien
up. Let me
movie.
set this movie up. So, I've been a big fan of Alien, the movie with Sigourney Weaver and all that shit. The famous
Oh, this
Alien.
fucking movie. Okay.
I've been a fan of that shit for a long time. Alien 1, Aliens, James Cameron, Alien 2, fire movies. I was never a big Predator guy, right? When Prey came out last year, I was like, and it's so crazy because a Predator movie came out in 2018 and it was trash. I didn't see it, but everybody said it was garbage. The movie flopped. So when they had announced this movie and they said it was coming to Hulu, it was supposed to be like a prequel. For whatever reason, I was like, you know what? Let me check this movie out. And I'm glad I did. Prey is fire to me. I really love the setup with it being like back in early American times. The main protagonist is a Native American woman. It's told from their perspective.
Hum nee 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 hum yum.
I really, really
Was that racist?
enjoyed
Go ahead.
the basic plot of the movie. She's a female warrior in the village, and her big thing is, if I'm remembering correctly, when all of the warriors become of age, they have to have like one big hunt in order to be like respected as a warrior.
So this is 300 mixed with Apocalypto, my nigga.
I mean, I guess. But this is the story, right?
Yeah, I
thing
mean, I
that-
guess.
The issue is she's a woman. In the village, they don't want her to be a warrior. They want her to be a fucking woman. Cook the food,
Little scavenger,
go
get some
collect
berries
go
and
collect the
shit.
food. Yeah. So they looking down on her. They're not expecting much of her. And lo and behold, the entire movie is about how nobody can kill this fucking alien. This predator is fucking them up. It's and a lot of people, when the movie came out, they were shitting on it. They said, "Oh, the CGI is bad." The CGI is not great in certain scenes, but when you know the budget of the movie, I feel like they did the best of what they had to work with. So I'm not mad at it.
What was the budget?
I don't know, but it's very low. It was the movie. The movie didn't even go to theaters. It was originally supposed to. But
Yeah,
they made it,
Hulu original.
yeah. So That's one complaint people had. The other thing that the main complaint people had is like, how did this little ass woman? You know how they do this shit. Anytime there's a female protagonist
Oh,
in anything,
yeah.
people always bring this fucking complaint. How is this little ass woman beating up this alien? How does she kill the alien?
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the entire fucking movie is that's the point of the movie. They don't expect her to do anything.
The power of love and tenacity.
They even have a scene where
Now, did she punch this nigga in his face?
no. So this what happened. They have a scene where she's trying to hunt this I think it's a lion. She's trying to hunt this lion, and she fails, and she ends up having to get saved. And they kind of use it as like a point, like, see, you're not good enough. You're not ready, nigga. The whole point of the movie is her. She's tracking this alien. She's following its tracks. She's learning its weaknesses throughout the course of the movie. She's becoming better.
So she didn't overpower him by strength.
Exactly. She
niggas just saying she too dumb to do it because she a woman. She shouldn't have been able to think
They
of
saying
how
how
to do
this
it.
woman be the predator. She literally outsmarted the predator.
Oh wow.
But this is what bothers me, Alex. It's not like she just got a random fucking power buff and she beat him. No, the whole course of the movie is her.
She getting skill points.
She's basically failing and learning from her failures throughout the entire movie, to the point where she gets to the end, she combines all of her knowledge that she's learned, and she's able to beat the fucking alien. I loved how they told that story.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the movie has some really cool combat. Like, she has this weapon that she makes. It's a little tomahawk, but she ties it to a string, and she like throws a tomahawk and then pulls it back, and she's like swinging it around. That shit is fire. Like, I think they said they took inspiration from God of War with the blades, but
can I confide in y'all real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've always hated the Predator character design. I always thought that nigga looked like KRS-One. I just never thought he looked cool to me. Anytime I see the
that's fucking crazy.
Anytime I see the Predator, I'm like, this nigga look corny as shit to me. And that's why I never watched the movies, bro. I used to be like, who's this fucking big ass?
The bridge is over. That's funny as hell. But nah, you know what's so funny you say that, because like I said, I was always a big fan of Alien, but I never really fucked with Predator. This movie, Prey, made me actually go back and watch the Predator movies, and I actually ended up liking the first two are good. The sequels, not so much.
Yeah.
But the first two movies and the second one with Arnold with Danny Glover, fire, really good movies. But yeah, Prey, very definitely underrated, overhated by a lot of people, just because it has a woman protagonist. It's fucking stupid. That movie is great.
Okay, fire. I don't think I've given my second one. Y'all want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Red Pay, did you give your second one?
Yeah.
He did. Not here.
Okay, bet. Here go my second one. Now, y'all might have heard of this movie. This movie, for me, put Joaquin Phoenix on the map for me. And funny enough, even after I saw this movie, I still didn't know who that nigga was. I didn't know that this was Joaquin Phoenix until The Joker came out. And I was like, oh, that's the dude from this movie. Which is crazy because I've touted this movie as one of my favorite movies I've seen ever. This movie is called Her on IMDb. It was rated at 8 out of 10. The director was Spike Jonze. And funny enough, for this nigga to direct this movie, do y'all know the only other shit that he's really directed? Y'all know Jackass, like with Steve-O and Bam Margera? If you go to the nigga IMDb, that nigga got at least 10 to 15 seasons and entries of Jackass. Like, I was like, nigga, what? And you ended up directing this, like, romantic-ass movie? But anyway, came out in 2013. This movie, I feel like it was underrated because of the money it made. It cost $23 million to make this movie. It only made in the U.S. $25 million. And I only factored in the America because when it comes to underrated, I usually try to keep our media outlets and our conversations. That's my barometer for if something's underrated, because I don't talk to people in India and shit. So anyway, this movie only made like $2 million more than what it cost to make. So I know these niggas weren't too excited about that, especially having Scarlett Johansson on the fucking docket and Joaquin Phoenix as your leads. You're not trying to make a movie that only made $2 million. this movie essentially was about simple enough. The dude falls in love with the AI. That's literally what the movie is. He falls in love with the AI. The AI becomes that's the whole. The AI's purpose is being sold to folks, kind of like a Microsoft OS system. Everyone in the world uses it. So think of it like Google Assistant. Everyone has Google Assistant, right? You can say, "Okay, Google, tell me what time it is." "Hey, Google, what's on my schedule for today?" The company upgraded and said, "Hey, these new AI operating systems are going to have personalities." And it's so lifelike that you'll really feel like you're talking to a human. Scarlett Johansson is the AI, and she gains sentience enough that she develops feelings for this nigga. And the way they depict this man struggling with like realizing that this is not a real person, but I'm falling in love with this AI was so like unique to me. Like, for instance, there's a scene where the AI calls a fucking prostitute in there. And the idea was that she was gonna simulate being in her body to the nigga. What was another one? They would like, I know this shit sounds some freaky type shit, but it's just the leaps and bounds that they were going just to kind of make like, I want to be there with you. I want to be in this room. How can I just thought it was amazing. And for not being a big Scarlett Johansson fan, I thought she did an amazing job with her voice. Scarlett Johansson has a great voice in general, but she perfectly depicted the emotion that was needed in that scene. Not that scene, that whole movie. Because I don't give a fuck about her in Avengers. She was okay in Asteroid City. I didn't mind her. But just off of her mouthpiece alone, nigga, she killed that role. Killed it. And I'm not a romantic movie type guy. So the fact that this is one of my favorite movies, I feel like it's definitely one of the top underrated movies that I've seen. And I ain't even gonna talk about the way these niggas dressed in the movie. The futuristic style this nigga had on trousers with his shirt tucked in with no collar. That shit was fire. Like everything about the movie was fire to me. The color schematics, the fucking textures of the world, all of it was amazing. All of it was great. I loved it.
It was great.
It was great, bro. It's a fun watch.
You know what's crazy? I remember starting that movie like years ago, and I never finished it for some reason. But I don't know why I didn't finish it because I was enjoying what I was watching. I don't know. I think I had like
You talking about her?
Yeah, I think I just had like a little ADHD moment where I pressed pause and just never fucking finished the movie. But
you know what it is? I think. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, just to wrap it up. I think the fact that it's AI is what took the corniness out of it for me. Most romantic love movies, I think they're too predictable and corny that I can't sit through them. But the fact that this was an AI, to me, that was different enough for me to be like, okay, that's kind of cool. I like this.
I will say the scene that you mentioned about the whole prostitute thing, they actually, and somebody mentioned this in the chat, they actually kind of recreate that a little bit in the Blade Runner sequel, Blade Runner 2049. Very cool scene.
I do remember that. I remember that.
You know, I almost put the movie on my list. Blade Runner 2 was very, very fire. Very fire, but the movie didn't do well.
Didn't she like... In that movie, didn't she like step in a hologram and like mirrored?
Yeah.
It's like she was walking around in the hologram body. Yeah.
They were like doing the same movements and everything.
That's kind of heat, bro.
And they kissed. Fire though.
Hey, nigga, did you just get horny that quick?
Nah, I just
and they kissed.
The movie just fire, man.
Hell yeah. Okay, who next? Tyrek, you give your third one? Or Wonton, you give your second one?
It's Red Pig.
Oh, okay.
That was me. Me next. All right.
And look, hold on. If you don't have 5, you don't have to do 5. I mean, shit.
No, I got 5.
Oh, yeah,
5.
Hey, Wonton, what's your second one?
I gave mine.
It was Prey.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck? Okay, cool.
All right. My third one. This one is actually really shitty. But it's a guilty pleasure for me. Underrated movie. The Disney's Country Bears.
Whoa, that's a classic. Nah, that's a classic. I had that on VHS. I had that on VHS, man. That's a classic.
Country Bear,
bro.
Alex, you never seen the Country Bears?
That's my shit, dog. That's my shit.
You talking about the Berenstein Bears?
No.
This is the
movie.
Bears that go around singing.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell them about the movie.
Hell no. What?
Basically, So basically, this is the first Disney movie that's based off one of the theme park rides that's in Magic Kingdom.
What?
It's
I didn't know that.
the Country Bear Jamboree, and it follow a young bear named Barry and shit. He's like he want to find himself and shit, and he doesn't know he's adopted, right? A bear, right? Don't know he adopted by humans.
Yeah,
You know,
I
the
forgot
little
about
nigga,
this.
his real life brother, right? His real life brother show him his like birth certificate, and it's a picture of him with like a collar on, nigga. And he like, man, fuck, I want to meet some of my own people. And then he go on his journey.
Hell no, these is
Go meet the
animatronics,
country
nigga. I just
bears.
looked this up.
Yeah.
Alice, you never
they
seen
nigga,
it?
it's
Hell
people in
no.
suits. It's people in suits now,
Nigga,
dog,
this shit
in the
looks
movie.
scary as hell. What the hell?
I'm telling you, and the music
It's a
not
good
bad
movie,
in the movie,
man.
dog.
Good
The
movie.
country music not bad. Son, next thing you
Hell
know,
no.
Barry found out that they broken up, and the whole movie is about him getting them back together, dog. Getting the band back together. Yeah, it's fire, man. The music is good.
Sound like home base.
Hey, Christopher Walken is in this movie as the bad guy, nigga. One of his best roles in his career, nigga. Hey,
Fam,
man.
ain't that the nigga from Saw? Didn't I just say that's who that
No,
was?
you
And y'all
said
niggas told me his name was like Poe Butt or
it's
some shit.
Tobin. It's Tobin Bell. Christopher Walken is not in Saw.
Fam,
Yeah.
I'm about to look up Christopher Walken and I'm about to roast the shit out
Hey,
y'all. This is
man.
the person I'm talking about. Hold on, bro. I'm about to
Nah,
roast the
look
shit
it
out
up,
y'all.
nigga.
It's not him.
Nigga, Christopher
Nigga,
Walken is the
the
nigga from
characters-
Saw. Yes, it is.
Okay, which Saw was he in, nigga? What Saw
You
was he in?
sure?
Hold on.
Right.
I'm about to look up Saw.
Because he ain't none of the
Oh my
Saws that I
god, that
seen.
is a different person.
What the fuck is wrong with this?
No, they look exactly the same.
No,
Yo,
they
that's
don't.
what I'm saying.
No, they
What
don't.
the hell you talking about, dude?
Fam, Google both of them right now. They
Yeah.
look exactly the same. If you walking down the street, you would not know which one that was. Look at both
Yes,
of them.
you would.
Look at them, bro. They look the exact same.
I'm crying.
Oh yeah,
What
by the
the
way,
fuck?
they got a lot of cameos in this movie. You know, Elton John make a little appearance in this movie. Nigga, this
Is he the one with the
this
purple
movie
glasses? Is he the purple glasses bear?
No, he just
He's
plays
actually
himself.
like in the movie.
Oh,
In
okay.
the movie.
It's
they
so
got a nice
crazy.
little like Christine Aguilera like type song in this shit. The chorus song. It's actually pretty funny, man. Hey, that
It's
might be a movie night movie
so
one time.
Crazy you bring
Oh
the
my
movie up, Red
God.
Pig. I've seen that movie like 100 times. I used to have it on tape. I used to watch that shit 100 times.
Bro, I used to I love
You
that
niggas are
movie. That's
crazy.
a childhood memory. This
Hell
movie is
no.
fire, dog.
It was a good movie,
Country
dog.
bears.
It was a good movie, dog. Get the band
It's a
back
good
together.
movie.
Get the
What
band back
the
together.
hell?
Why?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Then all the
Country
bears in movies
bears.
are from the amusement ride. The I think it's like the 5 Bear Rucks or some shit. I forgot what it's called, but yeah.
Hey, this nigga Tobin Bell look like my dad, bro. What the hell? Okay.
What's his line in the movie? You wanna what he say? You wanna play games? Ask your dad to say that.
Oh yeah. Hey, one time, you remember that "Stay Off My Grass," boy? Yeah, yeah. See, you know,
Yeah.
Country Bear got a lot of "Stay Off My Grass," nigga. Jack
They got
built
more
like one of the
quotables than
Country
Denzel
Bears,
Washington,
nigga.
y'all think?
Jack is literally built like one of the
Damn.
Country Bears.
He is.
Let me look up. You know the big one with the hat, nigga. Stay off
Yeah.
my grass. Yeah, that nigga. Hey,
Okay,
man,
let me
shout
get
out
my
to
next
Country
one. Let me
Bears.
get my next one.
Wow, I gotta
I'm gonna
put
get
this shit on Twitter, bro. These niggas look exactly the same.
I'm gonna get my next movie and I'm gonna let Tyrek go. My next favorite underrated movie, and I'm gonna tell y'all why I think it's underrated. Napoleon Dynamite. Fire.
What? You thought that was underrated?
Fire. I'm gonna tell you why. 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 I'm gonna tell you
What
why.
the hell?
I'm gonna tell you why. That movie is fucking fire. It's fucking hilarious. One of my favorite movies. I own it on Blu-ray right now. But for some reason, growing up, all I ever heard people say, I can't watch that movie. It's too stupid. It's not even funny. It's just stupid. It's just
Fam,
it
what?
seems like that movie appeals to a certain type of person, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. But that movie is so good. Napoleon Dynamite is so fucking
Dog, I'm gonna
fire.
give you some pushback. I'm gonna give you pushback on that.
Go
Napoleon
ahead.
Dynamite's humor defined, bro. Napoleon Dynamite defined an entire genre of comedy off of that movie alone. You know how many movies tried to copy that Napoleon Dynamite awkward, dry sense of humor?
You're right.
Like
But Alex,
that movie spawned a whole bunch of a whole. I remember there was people whose personality at school was Napoleon Dynamite after that movie.
Mm.
But see, this
Like
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's true.
what? How much money did it make, bro? I feel like that movie was a massive hit.
No, so this
You
is
know
the
how many
thing.
people mean that? Like vote for Pedro. Like they do that every Halloween.
No, let me explain. The movie did well box office. The budget was only $400,000. The movie did amazingly well.
Oh yeah, they only had 3 locations.
The issue is critically, it's not like a super like hit comedy hit, but the reason I put it on my list is based off of like general consensus. I feel like a lot of people, maybe an our age demographic, might like it, but like like I said, and maybe this is just my personal experience. But growing up, every time I brought up Napoleon Dynamite, all I ever heard was niggas say, "Oh, that movie is so stupid. It's not funny." That's literally all I ever heard. There was a few people that fuck with it, but in my personal experience, that like people don't talk about that movie a lot when it comes to that outside of like the vote for Pedro shit. The movie itself, people don't really give respect. Like that's a very funny movie, and like you
Nigga,
said,
hold on. LaFonda, his older brother. Come on, bro.
bro, I agree.
Maybe it's just where we from, bro. Because in Arkansas, bro, niggas made Napoleon Dynamite like that was the creme de la creme of comedy at that point. Like that's correct. My mom even had merchandise from the movie. She had a keychain that had like 5 clips from the movie. Like
Great movie.
people love that fucking movie where I'm from.
Great
bro.
movie. But that's just my personal. I feel like, and even if you can say like people fuck with Alex, I feel like they should have fucked with it more. It's that good. They should have fucked with it more.
Are
Yeah.
y'all sure Christopher Walken not Tobin Bell? This shit still blowing my mind, bro. I can't stop looking at their pictures.
bro.
I can't stop looking at the pic.
That's funny.
Tyreek,
Y'all
what
want me
you
to go
got?
next, or Tyrek, you got one?
Yeah,
I got
go ahead.
one. So this is a horror movie. Nicole Kidman. I talked about it before. The Others. I think this is one of the most underrated horror movies ever. I'm gonna spoil it. The movie's been out for 20 fucking years.
Damn. No, go ahead.
This movie's about a woman and her 2 kids. She has a mansion. Her husband has gone off the fought in World War, I believe it was World War II at the time. So she hires a nanny and a groundskeeper and a mute girl to help, watch the kids. And manage the house. It's a really big mansion. So when they hire these people, a lot of strange things start happening in the house. The little boy starts hearing voices of another little boy and like another family living in the house while these people are living in the house. And the mother, starts going crazy because the kids are saying, bro, there's other people living in this house that none of the adults can see. Well, the mom
You
can't
talking
see.
about what was this movie? Skeleton Key? What'd you say this movie was? The Others?
Yeah, with
Oh
Nicole
yeah,
Kidman.
yeah, I remember this.
So the daughter gets in trouble because she thinks the daughter's always lying, but the daughter is like, no, there's a little boy in this house with us. Why can't you see him?
Mm-hmm.
So she starts blaming the nanny and the caretaker and the deaf girl, the mute girl. She doesn't talk. So the mother starts going crazy, trying to fire and try to run away from the house, but she can't escape the house with her kids. So she's like trapped. We find out at the end of the movie, she and the kids have been dead this whole time. She killed herself and killed her kids.
Damn.
So they're stuck in purgatory. The husband appears during the movie because he's killed during the war, but he moves on from purgatory to wherever hell or heaven, wherever he was supposed to go. But because the mother killed her, like committed suicide, killed her kids, they're stuck in purgatory until rapture and all that other stuff. But you don't find this out until the end of the movie. And the kids that was living in the house that the other kids were seeing were people who were living in the house that were actually alive after they bought the house after the woman killed herself.
So they were the ghosts.
They were the ghosts the entire time.
Oh,
I kind of
movie-
forgot that
they're the
movie.
ghosts.
I forgot all about that movie.
And I don't think people actually got the twist of that movie. Like, oh, yeah, they're dead. But no, the people they were actually haunting the people in the. You just don't see the people they're haunting in the movie. So it's I think
That's
it's a
kind of
good vibe.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, It's just that I feel like
I
people
forgot about it.
nowadays will appreciate it a lot more because we
Oh
only have
hell
people that
yeah!
think pieces and stuff like that. Back then, people were like, "Okay, I guess it's all cool," but now I feel like if the movie came out today, it'd be a fresh take on a horror film
You gotta think
because
about
usually
it.
you
That
don't see the
movie.
perspective of Go ahead.
When did that movie come out? You said in the
2003.
early 2000s. Oh
2000
yeah. See, you got to keep in mind that movie was competing. That movie was trying to be a smart horror movie. It was competing against the likes of The Ring, The Grudge, where people they wanted another big baddie. Like they wanted something to just be something chilling to look at rather than to think about in the concept of it. You had
2001.
shit.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
shit like Cabin in the Woods, fucking House of the Dead. Like you had them type of movies where they just want somebody to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know what I mean? Like they wasn't trying to be on no slow burn horror movie. That makes me ask y'all: was Skeleton Key? That was the one where it had the white mom, and it turns out that they were like trading their bodies for black people. Wasn't it like they were like slaves, or they fed off of the slave souls or
That
some
was
shit
like
to stay alive forever?
2005. I think what happened was they're in hospice care and they're trying to trade their time. They're using voodoo or some shit like that.
Right, but it was on black people though, right? Wasn't it like
Well, they're in
they was
Louisiana,
doing it?
so there's a lot of black people there.
But it was
I don't
white
really
people
remember the
doing it,
plot.
right? I thought it was like I'm gonna go look at this now, but I could have sworn that it was black people there, but it was actually the souls of white people. Like I thought at the end of the movie, she found out like no, these white people did like a ritual or some shit, and they've been like using other people's black bodies to stay alive forever. Let me look it up. The reason why I
Isn't
bring
that
it up is because if
the
in
what's
that
that movie
skeleton
with
key.
Jonathan? No, isn't that Get Out?
No. The reason why I brought it up. Okay. The reason why I brought it up is because with Skeleton Key, if that's the ending of it, is that the first movie to bring up the idea of racially using other people for eternal life? Because I think people give that to Get Out, but I feel like when I saw Get Out, I was like, yo, yeah, this is like the Skeleton Key. I need to go. I'm probably talking on my ass, but I could have sworn Skeleton
Probably
Key.
a
I
good
remember.
movie night. Movie.
Oh yeah, I'm down to watch that. I just remember the end of the movie. It was like I could have sworn they saw a photograph, and it turns out that all those people used to be white, but they was black in the movie or some shit. I don't know. I can do my movie though if y'all ready.
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
My third entry, Kung Fu Hustle. If you a real one, you've seen
Oh
it.
yeah, that movie was
If you
fire,
ha-
man.
if you haven't seen it, what the fuck are you doing? Because it just got on streaming like a few years ago. This movie, in my household, we didn't even have the real copy, nigga. We had it burned on a DVD and we wrote on permanent marker Kung Fu Hustle. Rated at a 7.7 out of 10. So that to me, that doesn't say that it's underrated. Money wise, this shit, it had a budget of 20 million. Worldwide, this movie made 104 million, bro. That is fucking. It
Worldwide.
made its budget, nigga. It
Damn.
made its budget 5 times over. This came out in 2004, and a little known fact: the main character, his name was like Singh or something like that. He was the director of the film. So the director was the main character. How often do you see that? Not often. Essentially, Kung Fu Hustle is a movie. This dude and his friend. It's like in this world, the bad guys are the it guys. It's kind of like the cartel, but in Korea, wherever the fuck they are. It's like they had like these Axis gang,
Korea.
and yeah, like the Axis gang was that's who they wanted to be. I want to be a bad guy. I want to be a villain because they get all the money, they get all the girls, they live in the life type shit. So what they do is they trying to, from what I remember, they trying to like prey on this little apartment complex, right? And they lie and they say, "Oh, we part of the Axe gang. You better watch out," type shit, right? Tell me why the apartment complex, even though it's a bunch of old people, it just so happens to be like 3 or 4 of them are like legendary martial arts people. Like one dude, he has a staff with he like fights with rings. One dude is like I forgot his move, but the wife, she's like super fast. But the reason why I feel like this movie is underrated is because the way that they depict the villains in this movie are so fire to me, bro. Like for instance, y'all probably remember this one scene where the dude was playing the instrument, and every time he strung one of the instruments, of like a shock wave would go through the city. Fire to me. The Axe Gang, they had a whole choreographed thing where they was killing niggas. They was walking around with sawed-off shotguns and axes, my nigga. Fire. Like, the humor in this movie was fire. I feel like it translated it well. The CGI, I gotta rewatch it. Back then, the CGI didn't look crazy at the time, but to me, that was probably my first introduction to like a foreign movie. Like back then, there wasn't streaming services out like that. So unless it was like IP Man or like like a movie that just it crossed the border or it made its way to the States, I didn't watch foreign movies like that. So Kung Fu Hustle to me for years was my only evidence of that they even have movies on the other side of the world. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that's in my top. Not like literally, but I'm just saying like enough to where they have their own big world of production over there. You see what I'm saying? Keep in mind, this came out in 2004. I was born in 1997, so it was like what? I was like 7 when it came out.
Do you fuck with Shaolin Soccer?
See, that movie is fun.
I think he directed that too, or something. Or he was in that movie or directed that as well. But see, I never saw that. But that's. I think I've seen trailers. I think I've seen like scenes of that. You know how Facebook nowadays they just post like random 15 minutes of random movies and then that's it. I think I've seen like a little section of it, but yeah, man. To me, that's top 3 underrated movies. I never hear people talk about Kung Fu Hustle ever.
Okay.
Let me see. I think I want to go next real quick.
Yo.
Because I only got 2 more, and I'm saving the best one for last. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm saving my best one for last too.
My next film.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, people talk about Denzel. This man is my Denzel. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
If you say Tyrese, who?
Y'all know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Big Willie, man.
Who?
Will Smith, man. iRobot.
Who the fuck? Oh,
iRobot. Underrated. Underrated.
I thought that was underrated.
Hold on, come on, Monton. That movie's
Y'all about to piss me off.
No, it's not. When the last time you looked at the reviews?
Bro, what?
That movie
Damn,
did not.
iRobot was like a.
Alex and Tyrek, I'm
What?
telling y'all, that movie did not do
Y'all
well.
killing me.
It did not do well.
Y'all killing me. Let me go to IMDb. Let me go to IMDb because y'all killing
Look
me.
it up.
Nigga said
That shit
Narnia,
did
nigga
not
said
do well.
iRobot.
Narnia was not that well received. Oh, yeah.
iRobot was one of
What
one of
the
his
hell?
best movies.
Tyrek,
Facts.
that shit got a 56 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Bro, it got a 7.1 out of 10 on IMDb with 561,000 reviews.
That's mid. 7 out. That's mid.
It has a, okay. The meta score says 59, but
You got to
nigga,
see, Alex.
everyone to this day,
You got to understand what I mean by underrated. What I mean by underrated is it should be rated higher. If it's a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, nigga, it should be 8.5. If it's a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, it need to be in the 80%. It's underrated.
I see what you're saying. I just feel like I don't know. I just don't agree. I guess we got different measures of underrated, but I feel like that movie did.
Okay,
what it had to do,
what are
bro.
you basing off of? Because if you're basing off of you liked it, then that's.
I'm not talking about off of if I like. I'm talking about cultural impact. The car, the robots, the memes.
Nah, that sounded.
I even made a meme with iRobot. I put robot meme. Like, I feel like that movie is.
No,
like,
you can't do that. That movie has not been
bro,
relevant
come
since it came out.
on.
You can't do that. You can't do that. Nobody's talking about.
When
Nobody
did
ever.
When did iRobot come out? When did iRobot?
2005.
03 or something? Oh,
Nah, it came out before that.
And the first
like
oh,
and the first iPhone came out
04.
when? Like in 2008?
2005.
Seven.
No, it came out like in 2007 or 2008.
I'm looking at it right now. iRobot came out July 04. The iPhone came out 07.
Yeah, like it was ahead of its time. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. iRobot being underrated. I just don't know. And Will Smith was at like the peak of his career at
No,
this
Alex,
time.
you got to understand
Like,
what you're talking
what?
about. People like the movie. I'm talking about overall, it's underrated. People do not rate that movie as highly as they should. People, I'm gonna give you a better example. People rate I Am Legend higher than iRobot, and me personally, I like iRobot more than I Am Legend. That's just me
What
personally.
the
Whoa,
That's just me
whoa,
personally.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
That's just me
whoa,
personally.
Chris.
That's just me personally.
Whoa.
That's just me
You
personally.
wildin'. Oh, shit.
iRobot is very good. The reason I feel like it's underrated, Alex is bringing up good points. But see, Alex is I can the way Alex is speaking, he's speaking off of his viewpoint of why he likes the movie. That has nothing to do with how
No.
everybody else
I'm
perceived
speaking
the movie.
about. I'm just speaking off of. I guess it's like Napoleon Dynamite thing. Like where I'm from, niggas love that movie. But you said it didn't ring off where you was from. But
It's not about where I'm
bro,
from.
that
It's
movie's-
overall, Alex. That movie did not get good reviews. It just didn't. It did not get good
that's
reviews.
crazy to me.
It
That
didn't get good
movie
reviews.
stayed on at somebody's house.
The movie didn't get good
Okay,
reviews.
I mean, I guess. But
That's what I'm
but
basing
you-
it
but
off
I
of.
guess you're saying
I'm
that you
basing it
loved
off of
Oh, okay.
when the movie came out. How was it received? It did not get good reviews. But me personally, and it sounds like you too, the movie, it had an impact on me. That movie, like, I'm not a guy that really likes robot shit, but when it comes to like humanoid androids and like they're fighting with their like humanity, like, you know, is it possible for me to have emotions? Like that type of storyline I always fuck with. And iRobot was
Unless you
one of
don't
the
like
first.
robots.
Nigga, you didn't hear what I just said? You
Damn.
didn't hear what I just said? You didn't hear what I just said? But anyway,
I wasn't really listening.
yeah, I know you weren't
just heard-
listening.
just heard
I
you
know you
say,
weren't listening because I literally just explained
usually
it.
hate robots.
I
nigga, so
literally
this
just
shit must be
explained that.
exceptional.
I literally just explained.
I mean, Optimus Prime have emotions.
I don't give a fuck about. He's a truck.
Oh,
He's a
alright.
fucking. He's a
Alright.
mech. I
All
don't
right,
care.
all right. He's a robot. He's a
It's
robot.
a fucking two-wheeler. The nigga got a fat man and living
Fuck.
inside of him eating cheeseburgers. I don't
Bumblebee
give a
has
fuck.
Bumblebee has emotions, nigga.
Nigga, Bumblebee can't
Fuck.
speak, so I don't give a fuck.
You don't be making sense.
No,
Anyway,
you don't.
God
You,
damn it.
I don't make the sense you want me to make. Say that. Now,
You want to talk or you want to learn something?
let me get back to my point. iRobot. See, Alex brought up some good points. Will Smith was in his bag in that movie. By that point, he had been in a few movies. He was pretty much at that point, pretty much solidified as a action star, movie star. He was in his bag in iRobot, acting wise. The nigga that played the android, and I can probably look it up to see who it was. Nigga, whoever played the android in that movie, phenomenal.
Oh yeah, let me go look at the actor. Let me go look
That-
at the dude that voiced that.
That
Well, I
performance.
feel like it was somebody random as fuck, like the nigga that just got arrested for playing with them little boys. Let me go see. Spade, wasn't it Kevin Spade? Spacey? I feel like it was somebody random. Let me go see.
Nah, he played a robot in Avengers.
Alan Tudyk was Sonny. What the hell?
You know what's crazy? Alan Tudyk, a great actor. He was also he played in
In A Knight's Tale. Yeah.
he played in Rogue One. He played the droid in Rogue One. He killed that role too. But going back to iRobot real quick. Great movie, great concept. The storyline is fire. I really love when they do like android stories where like they're trying to like fight for their humanity or whatever. And the action scenes in those movies is fucking fire. There's like a chase scene in iRobot where he's like chasing the fucking robot and the nigga is like,
Oh, and on the highway and shit.
yeah, that shit is fucking fire. That shit is fire. I'll never forget that shit.
Mhm.
And-
Hey, we might have to make iRobot a movie night. I'm down to
We
watch
definitely can. And I just remember back then, those visual effects, amazing, fire. I'll never forget that shit. Like, I've seen a movie a few times as a kid, but it has been a while. I definitely not. The more that I'm talking about it, I need to rewatch that. I need to rewatch iRobot. That was one of my favorite movies as a kid. And going back to Will Smith for a second, the more I think about it, and it's crazy because I hadn't really thought about it until recently. I really grew up on Will Smith, bro. Like, Will Smith is one of the actors that I
Mhm.
grew up watching just as a kid. Like, Men in Black 1 is one of the first movies I remember watching multiple times as a kid. People apparently, I guess another underrated movie, it's not on my list, but another underrated movie to me, Wild Wild West. People shit on Will Smith for doing that movie. They made fun of him. They said the movie was trash.
Well.
They said, nigga, you turned down The Matrix for this. Like, he got made fun of for Wild Wild West. That movie
Oh,
to
yeah,
me
he
is
definitely
good.
could've been better.
Wild Wild West is a good movie. It's kind of cheesy, especially at the end.
I think people. That's all hindsight, bro. People look at what Matrix became, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Wow, you could have had."
But see,
this,"
even
but
back
the
then,
Matrix became
at
what it
that
was
time-
because of who they had in there.
At that time, though, people didn't like Wild Wild West. When it came out, people didn't like it, and it flopped. But
The Wild Wild West.
for me, as a kid watching it, I thought it was great. I also watched that movie 100 times. I used to have it on VHS. I grew up watching Will Smith movies, bro. I Robot. Nigga, I even watched Hitch. My mom had it on DVD, seen that shit a bunch of times. Shark
Fire.
Tale. I was just a Will Smith kid, bro. I don't know why. I watched a lot of his movies. But yeah, I Robot definitely one of my favorites, and I think it's underrated. I think I really do. Who wanna go next though?
Damn. Okay. I mean, hey.
I only got one more.
Hey.
So I don't know about
I
y'all.
only got
I mean, I got.
more.
I got two more.
Okay, go ahead, Rip.
Well,
Get
after
one
I
out the
go
way.
out.
you go real back, yeah.
Yeah, get one out the way. Go ahead.
Okay, really underrated. Another underrated Disney movie. Treasure Planet. I don't know if you ever seen it
Ooh,
Yeah,
Red Bag got
yeah.
some
Oh,
fire.
I
Super-
forgot about that
Yep.
movie.
before. Yeah,
Fire.
super underrated. It's one of my favorite. It's not the best Disney movie. My favorite is I'll see it later. But all the characters I found, there was that actually the characters actually real complex in this movie. The animation, I think it's hand drawn, nigga. Fucking gorgeous. This movie is so gorgeous. I watched it the other day. It's gorgeous. The music, pretty good. Silver and Hawkins, one of my favorite. I like their dynamic. Fire, probably some of my favorite side characters in anything. Yeah, man, I think all y'all should go see it. It flopped in the box office. It did. It didn't do really well. And this is what made Disney steer away from hand-drawn animation, because this flopped so hard. And they actually haven't made a hand-drawn animated movie since Princess and the Frog, which is 2009, nigga. So it's been like almost over 15 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're making a live action with Princess and
man.
the Frog.
Yeah, hand-drawn animated movies they just don't do well anymore in the box office for some reason. This was show Disney that kids don't want to see that anymore. They prefer CGI. So
I mean, do you think it's that, or you think it's
Wasn't
just the
Teenage
movie,
Mutant,
the
wasn't
movie
that
itself?
hand-drawn?
that didn't blow anybody's socks off. Kids wasn't trying to go see that shit. That's mostly adults.
I mean, Spider-Verse is kind of the same art style.
Spider-Verse and it's Spider-Man. I mean, it's.
But see, that's my point. You saying kids don't want to see hand drawn? I think it's the movies themselves. I don't think it has nothing to do with the
Nah.
art style. I think a kid will like.
this.
I think a kid would like a movie if
'Cause-
it's enjoyable for kids. I don't think it has nothing to do with the art style.
Because Princess and the Frog is a great
No,
movie.
no, but
nigga,
I'm talking about
it didn't
Disney
do that
fucked
well.
up the marketing though for Treasure Planet. Like, remember they weren't marketing the movie the way they are marketing the other movies. Because even the reason why I don't believe like the story was because kids watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and that was a really dark fucking movie, and they didn't really advertise that shit that much, but that movie still was successful.
Yeah.
I just think that Disney did not do its due diligence. And I remember I was a kid and that movie came out. The only thing they really did was have McDonald's toys. That was it.
You know, it's funny. I definitely
Yeah,
had
they
one of them
did.
toys. You know, what's the spider crab nigga? I had his toy.
Yeah, I just remember the toys coming out, which toys I guess it mattered, but the parents didn't get any type of advertisement on TV. Like the only reason I watched that movie because I told my dad to take me to watch
Yeah.
that fucking movie. Like,
Yeah, nigga. That bro, Planet, that shit is fire, dog. Yeah, it's like I know y'all be saying it's cliche, but how he handled, the loss of his father and shit in this movie is just, fire, nigga. It's just this movie is really good. Super underrated movie.
Yeah, I can
And
agree
probably
with
one
that.
of Disney's biggest flops.
They should remake it,
All
but
right,
they
who
won't.
next? Tarek?
Fuck after.
version.
Nah, they not.
What's up?
I mean,
Yeah,
I
go ahead. Go ahead.
You-
Tyler.
y'all got another one?
Tarek.
My last movie
Yeah, I got.
is Bulletproof Monkey with Chow Yun Fat.
I know that movie, but I've
Yeah, I
never seen it
never heard of that.
myself.
So this movie, I'm not gonna lie, this movie is not that fucking great. But it's one of those movies where there's a fusion, where you have the Asian guy who was a kung fu expert, and then the white guy who was, learning from him. Sean William Scott starred in the movie, so you know this movie's kind of like gonna be kind of weird. So Chow Yun Fat, he's immortal because his village has a scroll. If you read it, you become immortal. You don't get sick. So Nazi Germany tried to go and get it from him, his village. They ended up massacring his village. So as a little kid, he had like the scroll on him. So the German scientist guy, like he's been chasing him across the world for years, and years. And this is the 2000s. He's in New York. He still has the scroll on him. But the guy from Nazi Germany, he's older now, but he's still looking for the scroll from the guy. So he ends up running into the guy's daughter. They end up fighting, and then he ends up meeting Sean William Scott, which he's the 2000s white guy. I like going home and drinking beer. I'm a fucking bum. Da 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 da. But he sees two fights, and he wants to change his life. He also has a girlfriend, or he meets a girl on the way who thinks he's a fucking bum too, but she looks good, so he's trying to like get with her too. So eventually, the guy does capture Chow Yun-fat, but he captures the scroll too, but the scroll's incomplete. They don't realize that he has tattooed the rest of his scroll on his body. Then they're finding out that later. So the guy ends up restoring himself, the villain. So he ends up becoming young again. And he starts beating the shit out of Chow Yun-fat. Then Chow Yun-fat gives his powers, splits it up between the girl and Sean William Scott, and they end up beating the shit out the dude at the end of the movie. It's a stupid movie, but for a kung fu movie, like if you want to waste an hour and 30 minutes, I thought it was fucking fire. I thought the fight scenes are really, really good. This is one of the first Chow Yun-fat movies I ever watched. Sean William Scott, he's not a place in the movie. If you go back and watch this movie, it's like, why the fuck is this dude in the movie? He was funny.
How do you spell this movie?
Chow Yun-fat or Sean William Scott?
I'm gonna go Sean William Scott.
Yeah, Sean William Scott. He's
Chow Yun-fat is from I'm dumb as fuck. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I forgot about this nigga. About this.
Sean William Scott is Stifler. Yeah, it's just weird how he's in this movie and he's not that type of actor. But he ends up him and the girl at the end of the movie end up sharing the scroll. They end up tattooing one part on each of their bodies, but they have to stay together, so they're immortal forever. So at the end of the movie, Chow Yun-fat
When did this come out?
2001 or something like that. I like the movie.
Okay, I still got the scroll.
It's a cult classic.
Oh, damn! I forgot that nigga was in that movie Bulletproof. Y'all remember that movie?
Nah, I don't know.
Y'all don't remember Bulletproof Monk? Bulletproof Monk?
That's what
Ain't that what you talking about, Chow Yun-fat?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh, I thought you kept saying the movie was called Chow Yun-fat.
No, Chow Yun-fat, the dude who stars in the movie. Yeah, that movie was
Yeah, I remember this.
It was just random because there was so many movies like this. Remember, Kratos of the Grave came out around this time. So they were just taking random action stars and mixing them with Asians, and they were like, "Yeah, look at the one, Kratos of the Grave." This movie, that was the early 2000s. They were just doing anything.
Yes, sir.
That came
Kratos
out
of the Grave.
2003.
Yeah.
And then Crouching Tiger, that came out
2002.
2000. Oh, that nigga in that movie too. Okay.
Yeah. So remember, Chow Yun-fat's bigger now because he's kind of older.
He was a star in China before he even did all that shit.
Yeah. But this movie, I feel like it's a good movie.
Damn, you know what I just... Fam. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think it's a good movie night movie just because it's not too long, but the action is really consistent and it's good kung fu movie. I mean, it's nothing crazy, it's nothing special, but I feel like it's just decent.
Dog, you know what's gonna blow your mind? The woman from Crouching Tiger, she is the lead in Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, Michelle, yeah.
Wow.
She was a big star before she got to America.
Fam, the only movie she been in since before that was Life of Pi? No, hold on. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on.
Nah, she's a big actress.
Nah.
She was a big actress
I'm
before
looking at the director. Hold on.
You talking about Ang Lee? Yeah, he's the director.
I didn't. Yeah. I'm looking at something different.
He also did the Hulk.
Crazy Rich Asians.
2003.
She was in Police Story. She was in Holy Weapon. She was in a lot of Hong Kong films.
Shang-Chi. Okay.
She was in the James Bond movie, Memoirs of a Geisha, which is another underrated movie.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah. So yeah, she's been in a lot of
She
movies.
was in The Mummy.
The one with Jet Li?
She was in the horror
or the new Mummy.
She was in The Mummy with
Tom Cruise.
Jet Li.
Yeah, the one with Jet Li.
Oh, okay.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
We don't acknowledge that. She was in Kung Fu Panda.
Wow. No, we don't acknowledge the Tom Cruise, the Mummy. That shit was trash, boy.
No, she was in the Mummy with
God
the
damn.
2008 one. The one that wasn't the
With
Tom
Jet
Cruise
Li,
one. That was the last Brendan Fraser.
No.
Yeah, Tom Cruise
Tom Cruise
2017.
Mummy was
2017.
Yeah.
that shit not even on. That shit even on IMDb. He might have got that shit off of there. Hold on.
Yeah.
Shit flop.
I can do my next one if y'all want.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. But I'm done. Yeah, this is my last one.
I got 5. Okay, bet. I got 5, but I'm gonna cut one off because I talk about that movie all the time. So this is gonna be my last one. The movie is called Predestination. This movie came out in 2014. I literally went to somebody's house and they just had it on the TV. And they said, I'm gonna start it from the beginning so y'all can watch it. We was like, well, what is it? He was like, just watch it. I ain't gonna tell you. I was like, okay, cool. 7.4 out of 10 on IMDb. The director was Michael Spirig, whoever the hell that is. Lead actor is Ethan Hawke. Budget for this movie, $5 million. Guess how much this... Hold up. The budget for this movie was $5 million. Guess how much money this movie made in the United States?
400,000.
$68,000.
Wow.
What?
Nigga, that is fucking crazy to
Wait.
me. Now, gross worldwide, it made $4 million. 4,942,000. Still didn't even make the money back from the movie. But imagine how drove you gotta be to spend $5.1 million on a movie and you ain't even crack 100,000. Oh my! And on top of that, this movie wasn't even crazy shot. Like this movie didn't take a lot to do. That Ethan Hawke must have told them niggas, if you want me to show up, $2 million off rip, bam.
That
Just like
had to
That's
been
it.
it. That had to been it.
Cause
What?
dog, I'm like, this movie is domestic as fuck. But anyway, the reason why I feel like this movie is underrated, spoiler alert. This movie to this day, to me, is like top 3 time travel movies in my opinion. Without doing the whole synopsis of the movie, long story short, the main character is everyone in the movie. If that makes sense. Like, you see a dude talking to somebody, you see him talking to this person, you see him talking to this person, it's him the whole time. Crazy movie, a great plot twist. It's like, it's one of the movies where, fuck, I want y'all to go see it. Even though I just kind of gave it away. Basically, the nigga is growing up. He's a woman, right? This is the way the movie unravels to you. It's a nigga. He's an agent. He's trying to get some detective work going on, right? Got a woman go in there, whatever the fuck. He follows her. He tells her, "Look, I need you to do this, and you tell me to do this." The whole plot of them is to try to stop a bomber. So there's a bomber that's going around like leaving bombs around the city, and the government knows that, but he's traveling time to do it. So all these world events going on, there's a massive bombing here, massive bombing there. It's one nigga time traveling all over the place with a guitar case, right? But the dude chasing him is him. And he's his own grandpa. Like, he had sex with himself. No. He had sex with himself. Like, okay, so the one it's so convoluted. I'm trying not to like essentially you have a woman, she's really smart, she wants to work for NASA, but they don't let her do it because she's a woman, right? So she went through a sex change. You see what I'm saying? But she still has the woman parts on the bottom, right? The nigga traveled back in time, right? Because he became the bomber. The more that you time travel, the more crazy you become, and the less you are stably minded. He met up with himself, right? And then fell in love with himself because he knew the innocent woman that he used to be. He knew that at that point she just wanted to be loved. They meet up, they hang out in the park, they get in the car, they do a one-night stand. The nigga gives birth to himself. That, to me, I thought that shit was crazy. Y'all tell me if y'all heard a movie like that.
That sound crazy.
Y'all tell me if y'all heard a movie where the nigga traveled back in time to kill himself. Oh, this is the thing. He didn't realize, like, I'm trying to remember because I ain't seen it in years, but essentially, he realizes the man he's chasing is himself. he doesn't realize he's fucking himself. That's what I'm saying. And then the nigga starts the cycle all over again. Fucking fuck. Like, the movie is heat.
You know
The
what's funny,
movie is
Alex?
heat. The twist comes out of nowhere. What's up?
If you like that, there's a TV show on Netflix called Dark. It's a German TV show, but you can watch it in English.
I try to watch it. Bro, me and my girl have tried to start that show like 10
Alex,
times.
y'all need to watch that show. It is good as fuck, and I'm not gonna say too much, but it is very similar to what you just described. Very similar
Okay.
to what you just described.
I'm a hey, for the
Sounds like
dude
some
fresh
Black Mirror
ingredient
shit.
in the for the dude fresh ingredient in the chat. I agree. There have been other stories where time travel is they do it well. I myself haven't seen any other piece of media where the main character is seen 3 times and you don't know that it's because he fucked himself to spawn himself and he's chasing himself.
Endless
To
cycle. I
me,
like
that
shit
is
like
crazy. It's a loop. And literally, I know, right? That nigga horny. Like, I thought that shit was lit, bro. And keep in mind, I came into this movie. All the person said
that.
was,
You
"I would
making
try
me
to watch this
you
movie."
making me think back on Dark, bro. You
All-
gotta watch Dark. That shit at
all
the
he
end when you
said-
find out how it all connected at the
Fam.
end. Oh my god, that shit crazy.
That movie, there's been like 3 movies in my life that made me go, "What the fuck?" It was Predestination and The Prestige. The Prestige, the feeling I got from that movie when that's how this movie made me feel. And since then, I ain't seen no time travel shit. I ain't seen no time travel movie stack up to the twist that Predestination gave me, bro. Especially when I didn't even know I was gonna watch it. I just came to the house and they said, "Hey yo, let's watch this movie." Fire movie. I'll never forget that couch I sat on. Amazing, underrated movie. To me. And that's my list. That's my list for the underrated.
So real quick, roll call. Who got movies left?
I got
I'm
one
done.
movie left.
So me and Red Pig. Red Pig, go ahead and give yours, and I'm gonna go last.
All right. So, this movie is the sequel to the greatest movie ever made, in my opinion. And, Disney put it straight to DVD like some dumbasses, nigga. And it is Lion King 2.
I knew you were gonna say
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Lion King 1.5
movie,
is better.
The movie is fire. I disagree.
Go ahead.
But
Go
1.5 is good. 1.5 is good. Bro, it's a solid follow up. I mean, obviously it's not as good as, the first one, and the music, everything is obviously, not as good as the first movie, but the heart and soul is still there, nigga. The music is fire, nigga. The art, the hand-drawn animation is fire, nigga. It's gorgeous. Simba, him, moving on, trying to be like his dad, trying to be better than his dad. It's nice.
I got a hot take. I got a hot take.
It's like the generational trauma that adds depth to the movie, nigga. It's like fire. And Saw, his son, Kovu, I think that's his name, Kovu. Really cool. It's based on a love story between his daughter and Kovu. They shun him. He see the scar. They like, you like Scar. He'll have a whole song about that shit. He is the swank. Something I forgot. I gotta sing it. It's fire though. Y'all gotta go watch that shit.
I'm gonna just say it, bro. I think Lion
The
King
opening
1.5
also
was
is
a
not
better
Circle of
movie.
Life. Then what?
What?
Lion King 1.5 was better than Lion King 2.
Oh, I thought you said Lion King. Oh, Lion King 2?
Nah, I
disagree.
think Lion King
All this is
1.5 was
just-
better than Lion King 2.
Lion King 1.5 is just following.
I'm
Nah,
just, I
I'm
just
good
think
on
it was a
that.
better movie, dog. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm good on that, dog.
Just
You know, I've never
saying.
watched none of the second movies. I've never watched Aladdin 2. I never watched none of
Bro,
that.
I don't say it was going through that phase where Disney's just making like fucking straight to DVD movies for their like biggest IPs, nigga. That shit made no sense. This shit would have made like at least a 800 mil in the box office, nigga. This shit would have killed in the box office.
Yiddy.
Well, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to drive the value of the VHSs up. Because remember, that's how
Oh
the
yeah.
VHSs in the 90s, that's just to this day, great value. Like those Snow White ones are like worth millions of dollars. So that's probably why they were trying to do that shit straight to VHS. Never straight to VHS, not even straight to DVD. Yeah.
Hey man, y'all go listen to the song "Not One of Us," on Lion King 2. fire, legendary song. The opening for Lion King 2: Simba's Pride is it's not Circle of Life, but it's pretty good. And also it respects your time. It's only like an hour 20, hour 30 minutes, you know. So
Hold on.
I
You think
recommend everybody
Circle of
watch it.
Life better than You think Circle of Life better than Dig a Tunnel, Dig a Tunnel,
Yes.
Dig a Tunnel,
Yes.
Dig a Tunnel.
Circle,
Quick
listen,
before
listen.
the
The Circle,
hyena come.
listen. The Circle of Life is the greatest opening
Yeah.
song to any movie in history of movies, nigga.
Before the hyena comes. Yeah, that shit fire, bro.
Hey, Circle of Life, greatest opening ever, greatest opening song ever.
I take Red Pig.
Then who composed that? Ain't that your boy who composed that shit? The nigga who composed everything.
Lion King
John
1?
Williams, not John Williams.
Lion
Yeah.
King 1 was Elton John, and he had some help with some other people.
Yeah, with some pretty big people.
I take Red
Yeah, what you
Pig,
about to say one
and we
time?
talked about this a little bit before. Tarzan is
Don't
the
say
best
what you about to
soundtrack
say.
out of all Disney
No,
movies.
no.
Whoa.
And
It's close.
hold on. Second best, Hercules.
Mulan.
Hercules. Third
Hercules?
best.
You saying that because you saying that because the choir, nigga?
No, just got better music. Hercules is second best, and then I'll put Lion King third. Yes.
Whoa, come on, dog.
That's
I don't know,
crazy. That's your white side showing, nigga. That's your
No,
white
it's
side
not.
showing. Any black
Tarzan-
person will put Lion King
Tarzan
Red
first.
has
Pig.
a lot of-
Hercules got some soul music. What are you saying?
I think Tarzan's cheating.
I mean, yeah. I'm talking about the Tarzan one, nigga.
Tarzan had
No,
Tarzan
the
is
music
not-
is fucking fire. And who you think
Tarzan
influenced Phil
Phil
Collins?
Collins,
Who you think influenced him?
nigga. Phil Collins is not fucking with nothing.
Black people.
Elton John
Black people.
and those. No.
Yes.
Black people is filled all over the opening of Lion King, nigga. That's all African, nigga. African,
Okay.
nigga.
Shout out to them.
Hey,
Tarzan
quick
had
before the hyena
better.
comes.
I feel like
Tripping,
Tarzan
bro.
is under the radar. It's hard because Tarzan is not as popular as Lion King. So people, I don't know if people are gonna say Tarzan's first.
fire,
I think
dog.
more people remember the Lion King songs than Tarzan. I think the Tarzan songs aren't as memorable.
Nigga, I don't know one Tarzan
You
yeah,
fucking
no.
tripping. The
They
Tarzan
got-
songs are definitely memorable, especially my generation.
No, but
One time,
compared
what's-
to Lion King, I don't think so.
Bro, and
Yeah,
before I
gotta
say
agree,
this,
dog.
y'all can verify this very easily by going to Twitter. If you go to Twitter and type in Phil Collins Tarzan, you'll see hundreds of tweets dating back years of people all saying the same thing. Phil Collins didn't have to go that hard, bro. Why did Phil Collins go so hard on the sound? Our generation, that soundtrack hits.
Now I thought people said Hercules had the best soundtrack.
Yeah,
Hercules
Hercules had
the-
Hercules
the
has the
Hughes-
choir. And
It's debatable. It's debatable.
Yeah, the choir and shit.
yeah, I don't know. I think Mulan had a good soundtrack too.
Yeah, it does.
It depends. Like to me,
Okay, here go a question.
oh my god, that's hard for us.
Who got a better soundtrack, Dreamgirls or Lion King?
Lion King.
Oh, God.
Come on, Lion King.
I'm about to make a poll.
I
Bro,
am
you tripping? Dreamgirls had a better
telling
soundtrack.
Ah!
Go,
yeah.
Great typhoon.
Hey,
Hey man,
Let
ain't
me
nothing
go
on that
hit that on-
fucking
let me
way.
go make
I
a
just
poll on
want to be.
Twitter.
Spirits at the dark side.
Even the Scars
You wanna
song,
be
the
a
Scars-
mighty
the
king.
Scars song with the hyenas was crazy.
Oh, be
too.
prepared.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, nah, Lion King is definitely number one, bro. That shit has
See,
the whole every song in the movie is
Debatable. Debatable.
Debatable.
Speaking of songs,
Before the hyena
I want to
comes.
go back to Alex real quick about that movie, but real quick, because we was talking about songs. One of my favorite scenes of a Disney movie is Toy Story, when Buzz Lightyear is realizing that he's just a toy, and the nigga jumps off the fucking railing and he tries to fly, and that sad ass
Breaks
song is
his arm.
playing, and then he
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
falls
that
and he
was
breaks
funny.
his arm. Oh, that scene is so fire. That scene is so fire, man. Toy
Mm.
Story fire, man. But
You Got a Friend in Me. It's a crazy song.
Oh yeah.
You got
well,
a
yeah,
friend-
Alex, going back to that
Bro,
movie
but
you
Toy
was talking
Story
about.
in general
Oh,
just
what
has
you
a
mean, like-
somber. Go ahead.
What you call it, Predestination? Somebody in the chat asked, "Have you seen?
Yeah.
Have you seen Looper?"
Yeah, that's why I was
Yeah, I
saying.
have. That's
why I was
the
saying
one
that
with
reminded me of
Very similar
Bruce Willis.
vibes.
That's the
very
one with,
similar vibes. Bruce
fucking,
Willis,
Bruce-
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, I almost called that nigga Ben Stiller. Yeah, Bruce.
Shout out
yeah.
to Bruce Willis who is incapacitated
Yeah,
from acting.
Yeah, I hate that, man. I hate
Looper
that.
fire,
Wait,
man.
what?
Yeah, he got Alzheimer's. or dementia. He
He
can't.
he, he
Oh,
can't.
No,
He
yeah,
has,
it's
he has
it's
to
something.
retire. Yeah.
he has
It's
something
something
with his
specific. It's he can't.
he can't
I forgot
talk
the-
really. He can't talk. It's some with his speech.
No. Yeah, well, what it is I forgot this actual symptom, but essentially he knows what he wants to say. It's just
But he
his
can't
brain.
Say it.
His brain like speaks dyslexic. Like some people read has dyslexia. That nigga like mentally can't get the words out the way he wants to,
Right.
and it's kind of sad because his family will show him like a few months ago or maybe a year ago they showed him at his birthday. They was like, "Hey, happy birthday!" You know, had all his kids and nephews and nieces, and he was just like, like he was just like smile because he can't talk. Like it's
Damn.
crazy, bro. Imagine you trying to say something but you don't know what word is gonna come out.
Yeah.
And
That's
you like mentally get stuck because you want to say this, but you for
No,
some
you-
reason your mind's telling you to say other words, and
He basically
That's
retired
scary
from
as hell,
acting, or
bro.
he's in the process of
He
retiring.
can't. I mean, he hasn't been in the movie for like 7,
Well,
8,
nah,
6
the
years.
process of yeah, then they can't
What he's
remember
been
the
doing,
script
and I
the
don't know if
last
y'all,
week.
I don't know if y'all peeped. He's actually, if you look at his IMDb, he's been doing a shit ton of movies like the past 2 years, and they said the reason why, like B movies, like he's been doing like Nicolas Cage type shit. They said the reason why is because he's trying to make as much money as he can before he has to completely stop. But he's been doing a lot of like low budget movies the past couple years.
What, no speaking roles or
No,
what?
he's been speaking. He can still speak. It's just
How?
he can still speak. It's just progressively worse and worse. But he can still do it. But he's been in. If you look at it, bro,
Damn.
he was in. Bro, I think they say he was in like 6 movies last year alone, or 2021. Like he's been doing a lot of low
Nigga,
budget movies.
What?
Yeah, he been doing a lot of low budget
I ain't
movies.
seen not nan. I ain't seen not nan one of them.
Yeah, they're like straight to DVD type joints. Like he's been taking any type of
Damn.
role he can get. But
I mean, I feel you. Nicolas Cage. I mean, yeah, Nicolas Cage doing the same thing. He's just
Yeah.
conscious of it.
yeah. But what was I getting ready to say? Nah, bro, look at his IMDb. He got like 10 movies from last year.
Yo, what?
I'm dead
That's
ass. I got
funny.
it right here. He got like 10.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
That
Bro,
is crazy.
I
He
mean,
got-
he's been doing that for a while now because he hasn't started anything crazy. I mean, look at what he started. He hasn't started in shit.
it look like if you
That
look
is
at his IMDb from 2021 through now, nigga, he's done a shit ton of low budget movies, and they all got terrible reviews. They all low budget as hell, but yeah. Anyway,
Damn. I mean, but how much money? Man, I hate that.
my last movie, and then we can wrap it up.
I hate that.
Y'all heard me talk about it in the Discord. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on this podcast. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on Twitter. But one of my favorite movies, highly underrated, and it caught me by surprise when I watched it. Annihilation. Fire.
Oh my
Fire
god. Oh
movie.
my god.
Now let me go into this movie.
Hey, go
right
ahead. Go ahead and end the podcast.
Let me
Go
go
ahead
into
and
this
end the
movie right
podcast.
quick. First of all, this movie is based off a book, a series of books actually. The writer has I think it's a trilogy of a book, or book series. I mean, based on a book. The movie did not do well when it came out for a couple of reasons. When it came out in theaters, the marketing was not that great, and if I remember correctly, it was kind of like a limited release. Like it had came out in some countries before coming out in America. And then it was like it hit streaming in like Europe super early. So it was just a really weird release for the movie. So that's one reason I think it didn't do very well. 2, it had an all-female cast. For a lot of people, as soon as they see that, they're uninterested, no matter what it is. It had an all-female cast. There's men in the movie, but the main cast is all women. It's a sci-fi film, but it's very, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's not traditional sci-fi. It's very weird. There's a lot of weird elements to it. The book, from what I understand, the book is even more weird. But long story short, this movie, when it came out, I believe it was 2018. The first time that I watched it, I think I had streamed it just to check it out because I saw a trailer. It looked interesting. That movie caught me off guard. I did not expect to like it as much as I did. It has your girl in it, Natalie Portman, great actress. She's the main actress in the movie. She did an amazing job. It has Oscar Isaac in the movie playing her husband. I'm gonna go into why I like the movie so much. For me, I really like the plot of the movie. The movie is essentially about an alien landing on Earth. Now, when you hear that, there's a lot of things that come to mind, right? Because how many times have we seen that, right? But the reason I love the movie so much is because it tells that story in a very, very different way. Essentially, and I'll go into spoilers. So if you want to watch the movie, please step away, mute me. Essentially, an alien lands, or alien UFO, whatever, lands on Earth, and it causes this sort of barrier that continuously grows. And the barrier that's emanating from this crash site is changing the environment around the crash site, and also changing any type of organism within that environment. So animals, plants, it's literally changing the genetic makeup of everything in that environment, and it's growing. So basically the government is looking for, at first they send the military in there. So the military goes to the crash site to investigate. Them niggas never come back. They just don't come back. One of the men in the military, Oscar Isaac's character, his wife is a scientist. She's a biologist, if I remember correctly. And essentially they recruit her and a team of female scientists to go in and try to A, see what happened to the team that got lost, and B, see if they can maybe figure out what the fuck's going on, because they're actually scientists and they can kind of, use their knowledge to figure out what's going on. So they go through, they call it the shimmer, because it looks like a little shimmery, like, if you ever seen like a grease puddle outside and it has like rainbow colors, it kind of looks like that. It's like shimmery. Anyway, they go inside, and what they notice is this thing is changing the genetic makeup of everything inside the barrier, and things are starting to merge. So for example, animals like deer are starting to merge with the plants. There's like deer that have like flowers growing out of their antlers. At one point they come across an alligator that's merged, and it's become like this fucking monster.
Now I do remember that. I don't remember much of this movie, but I do remember.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes of the movie, they're sleeping in this abandoned house or whatever, and there's a bear that sneaks in, and the bear has somehow evolved to learn how to copy people's voices. And so, yeah, it's one of the scenes.
Why do I not remember that? I must have dozed off on that.
It's one of the scenes in the movie where they're sleeping, and they hear one of their friends crying for help. She's like, "Help, help." Somebody goes out to investigate. It's the fucking bear. The bear is like, the bear is mimicking her voice. And one of the creepiest scenes, the bear is growling, and as the bear's growling, they kind of sync it up with like the voice of her screaming at the same. It's so weird, bro. The bear is growling, but it's like a faint scream at the same time. Oh, that shit gave me chills. But that's one of the reasons why I love that movie so much. I have never seen anything like that where it's very scientific, and like it's telling you about like genetics and how things are merging, and it's changing the DNA of these organisms. Long story short, everybody in her team of scientists fucking dies. She gets to the crash site, which is a lighthouse. Excuse me. And in the lighthouse, she finds the alien. The cool thing about it, and then when we watched it in movie night, people like E-Rock and people made fun of it because the alien looks kind of silly. It's
they do look freaky, bro.
It's literally just like a mirrored, like a mirrored silvery being with no face or anything like that. But I thought it was cool because the whole point of the alien is that it adapts to its surroundings. When she finds the alien literally starts to mimic her every single move, and you learn through watching.
Dancing.
Yeah, and you learn through watching the movie. Oh, because one thing I forgot to mention, her husband was in the military team that went to the crash site and never returned, but he ended up coming back. Only thing was he was different. The nigga had no emotion. He barely spoke. Like it wasn't her husband, and nobody could figure out why. Come to find out,
Oh yeah, this one he just casually he just walks into the crib after being gone for years.
exactly, and come to find out, it's
Oh,
not.
okay, I do
it-
remember more. This
It's
than
not
I
her
thought.
husband.
Okay.
It's the fucking alien that mimicked her husband and like
Yeah.
took his form.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's a lot of pieces of the movie that I left out, but overall, that movie is fucking fire. I'm a big sci-fi fan, and that movie, like, it gave me my sci-fi fix, like, for real. The soundtrack is fire. There's a song on that soundtrack. If you can look it up on YouTube, look up Annihilation. The song is literally called The Alien. It's the song that they play when she finds the alien. That shit gives me chills. That song is crazy. The instrumentation that they use. And it has like this like 3-note pattern. It's like, or it's like 4 notes, like, and it's like all distorted and shit. Oh, that shit is fucking crazy. But yeah, great fucking movie. And the reason to me it's underrated, for one, like I said, it didn't do very well in box office, and the reviews were very mixed. And I was really, really wanting Alex to enjoy the movie because I felt like it'd be right up his alley. And on top of that, Alex, the guy who directed Annihilation, he also directed Ex Machina, another great movie, and he directed Men, another movie that we liked from last year.
Yeah,
Same director.
I did like that.
So I thought Alex was gonna fuck with it. Alex wasn't fucking with it, but that movie to me is very underrated, and it's one of my favorite movies. Honestly, period. I love that movie. It's up there for me. I love that movie. So yep, that's my list. If you haven't seen Annihilation, check it out, man. Good movie. Did y'all want to add anything?
Hey man, I feel like a good movie guys episode. Good little late night vibe. Wasn't too crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple more movies I was thinking about, but I think they're kind of too popular. Anger Management. Adam Sandler was.
I remember that. Adam Sandler.
I forgot about that.
Jack Nicholson, right?
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And this, I didn't want to bring it up because Kevin Spacey's going through some shit. K-Pax, I think that was another good movie when people thought he was from another planet or some shit. And he was like in a psych home. But yeah, that nigga doing some fuck shit, so I didn't want to bring that up. But I just brought it up now. But I didn't want to put it on my list.
Okay, honorable mentions. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I think I brought it up earlier, but Blade Runner 2049, fire. The movie did not do as well as they hoped in 2017. I don't know if it flopped, but the box office was definitely not impressive.
You talking about the movie with
Ryan Gosling,
Harrison Ford?
Well, yeah, he's in it. He's in the original Blade
I want
Runner.
to see that movie.
Yeah,
dog.
he's in it.
Bro, I don't know where to watch those two.
It's on
movies.
HBO.
I wanna
HBO
watch
got
them.
That's the movie where y'all thought Batista was an amazing actor because he was a potato.
Nah, nobody said amazing, but he was good. He was good.
I was hater, dog.
Y'all said no. I think his
was
bro. I
good.
told you Batista's acting job in the cabin, or what was that movie from?
Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin.
I thought you liked that movie, though.
Yeah, his acting performance there. I did. I said that his acting performance put him above Dwayne the Rock Johnson for me, but he's still a potato farmer. Like he's still Drax.
He was
like,
good in Doom.
He's
He
the
was good in
meathead.
Doom. Hold on, in the chat, Fresh Ingredient. Shout out to you, bro.
He was.
He said Blade Runner got outperformed by Boss Baby. That's so crazy, bro. That's so
Boss Baby is
crazy.
one of the DreamWorks show, right?
Yeah. Blade
Yeah.
Runner
When that
2049. And I beat myself up so much because for whatever reason, I did not go see it when it came out. I think I didn't go see it because at that time, I hadn't finished the first Blade Runner, and I wanted to watch that before seeing the sequel. But I really wish I would have gone and seen it in theaters.
You know
that
what movie I just thought of?
fire.
Eon Flux.
Oh, yeah, that's not,
I forgot about that movie.
That's another underrated gem.
I want to rewatch that.
Bro, Blade Runner on the OLED. Oh my god. That shit is fucking crazy. Beautiful colors, visuals. Yeah, fire. But yeah, man, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the chat.
I got tonight, man.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
Yeah, hopefully we reminded y'all of the people
want y'all to
on the rewatch.
Yeah, if
put
you
some
heard
comments
any of these
in
movies,
the comments, put y'all's.
if any of these joints that we talked about sounded like some y'all haven't seen and something that y'all might want to watch, check it out, bro. Check it out. Let
And
us know.
just notice.
Check it out and tell us your underrated movies. Tell us your underrated movies.
Hey, before you go, you notice how all these movies are from the 2000s? We naming
Yeah, bro.
like
Mhm.
2000. Yeah, it's kind of funny how like we
They
don't
don't
have
make
any.
them like they
recent movies.
used to, bro.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I might have had the most. Me and Red Pig might have had the most recent movies.
Yeah.
Possessor
Yeah, Elemental shit. Yeah.
might be, man.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
nowadays, unfortunately, the movie Vajado is trash, bro.
Yeah, man.
There's no meat. There's no just that
B tier,
7
yeah.
B tier movie no more. It's either amazing or that's just ass.
Mhm.
Trash.
Yeah.
Or the movies that try to do something different, like Bo's Afraid, or unless it just gets like everywhere, everything all at once, whatever the fuck that whole title. It either like I said, it either gets a national acclaim or Bo's Afraid. That nigga actually had a lower score because it was too left field. That's actually what hurt it by trying to do something different. But
Yeah.
maybe a talk for another day.
I like Bo's Afraid, except for there's literally only one part of that movie that just did not work for me, and it's the part where he's in the forest and the whole. But other than that, I like that movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Mhm.
But yeah, y'all. So we'll be back. I don't know, maybe next week or the week after, because there are some movies coming out. I know Saw comes out the beginning of October. Exorcist comes out, and I'm definitely checking that out. I think Tyreek, you said you was watching that too.
Yeah, that's October 5th. I'll be watching that, and tomorrow I'm watching Tales of Venice.
Oh,
Mm.
A Haunting in Venice.
Haunting of Venice. Yeah, I'm watching that
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm
So-
gonna see that on Friday.
I'll have a review up.
And then,
Well, not
I'm
review up,
tripping.
but-
The Creator comes out not next week, but the week after.
The 29th.
So
Why don't we
yeah.
wait? Do y'all want to wait to have till we see those movies, or do y'all want to?
Yeah, I mean,
if we do another
if y'all can come up with a topic in between, that'd be fine. We could do a
Okay, bet.
This show kind of ran a little bit long because we all had like a top 5 to explain. But if we can do another topic episode, maybe like an hour and a half video, that'd be cool.
Mhm.
And then we can
No
do a
one's
longer
watching
episode for the
Expendables,
movie
right?
reviews. Because if we come back after Exorcist, that'll give us a decent amount of movies to talk about. So yeah.
We'll have a topic.
But shout out to y'all in the chat.
Gotcha.
If you haven't already, I put the link to the Discord in the chat. Scroll up, you'll see it there. Join the Discord. We had a movie night last weekend. We watched Apollo 13 with Tom Hanks. Movie was kind of boring, but we're gonna keep doing movie nights, y'all. We gonna what I did at that time, I did a poll. So I'd usually pick a few different movies and you guys can vote on the movie that you want to watch. I'll probably do that again. If you have any suggestions for movie night, please put them in the Discord or comment on the stream and let us know what movies we should be streaming for movie night. And I'll put them in the poll so we can all vote for them. But I appreciate everybody tuning in, all the live viewers. Y'all can go ahead and give your outro real quick.
It's your boy Big Day Johns, baby, and we doing super official. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Late night episode. Niggas got work in the morning.
Keep on watching movies.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Don't do that again.
Yeah, you just made me mad.
Yeah, good podcast. Kiss move. You can start going on the treadmill, but that's it. Yeah, I'm sorry. That beer belly got me fucked up, bro. That shit was crazy, man.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Like I said, we'll be back. And join the Discord, please, man. I want to see y'all in there, man. We got a lot of good people in the chat. I want to see y'all in the Discord. We can get that shit popping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
shout out to
Turn me up. Turn me up.
Kiso, Lone Goat Gaming, and Fresh Ingredient.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But we'll catch y'all later, man. Peace out, man. And we gone.
Yeah.